What's up, Stokers? Before we begin this podcast, I want to let you know that we have a show on Netflix, Chad and JT Go Deep. Check it out if you haven't already. If you haven't already, what are you doing? Watch it right now on Netflix. Binge it. It's a good binge. We're also on tour. We got dates coming up. We are going to Seattle next. We've got Denver, Chicago, Nashville. New York tickets are now available. Atlanta, Salt Lake City, Nashville, Chicago, Boston. Added a late show. So get your tickets now at chadandjt.com. So check them out. We're also brought to you by the legends, of course, at Manscaped. Manscaped, thank you so much for keeping our chins peeled, for looking after our hogs, for making sure their dinks are looking fresh and clean. Because it's fresh ball fall, baby, and you want your pumpkin looking nice. I'm talking about your sack looking like a pumpkin and your dink looking like the stem. And it's okay if it's short, because we love small dongs here. Go to manscaped.com, get 20% off plus free shipping with the code GODEEP. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com when you use code GODEEP. Manscaped, clear out the leaves. It's your tree trunk's time to shine. Let's start the show.
Let's get deep, going deep, Chad and JT.
My elocution is better.
Oh, fuck.
Your what?
Elocution?
Elocution. That's added to my dictionary right now.
Add it, dude.
Dude, JT will add vocab to your...
I like it.
Yeah, I'm big on it, dude.
Your vernacular is going to be hot.
I
after
can't
this.
wait.
Yeah.
I just scribble down words every day. And I'm like, I'm gonna toss these.
You're gonna use this one in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He taught me constituents.
Constituents. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Is that like
I
your
think
group, your constituents?
I think so.
Yeah, I think politically it's like your squad.
Oh, okay.
Is that right?
Politically,
Yeah.
the squad behind me.
People you
Yeah.
serve, yeah.
Are you very political?
Am I?
Mm-hmm.
Not really. I kind of want to move to like Norway.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
I've been talking about that.
Yeah.
I've been talking about moving to Copenhagen. That's in.
Copenhagen's great too.
Where is that? Is
Any
that
of the
in
Scandic
Denmark?
places. Yeah, Denmark. But that's all in Scandinavia.
Yeah, they seem like they got it figured out over there.
They
right?
do, except Stockholm right now, because they got some crazy racist people.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, everyone's getting a
Yeah.
little more nationalist, right?
Yeah,
like,
they
everyone's
are.
like, we got to shut it down. Enough of this like multicultural dream.
Yeah.
It's us against them.
Dude, that's exactly what's happening there.
It just sways that way. I mean,
It's so
it
weird.
goes back and forth. Yeah, you
Yeah.
kind of think progress is always going to go in this direction.
No, the
but
pendulum has to go back and forth. It can't be just progress forever. We
No,
got to have
right.
one person to just throw a wrench in the wheel and be like,
Yeah.
nah, man, we're going back a couple days.
there's
Yeah.
got to be a tug of war there.
Yeah.
Have you ever DJ'd out in like Eastern Europe?
Yeah. I actually I did Norway recently. I forgot where I played. It was like Kristiansand.
Is that a festival or a place?
You're
There's a
talking
place
to the wrong
there.
guys, dude.
No, dude,
I thought you meant religiously.
well, I feel like the warehouse parties out there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
look pretty nuts.
I've done those before, like
Yeah.
London, but not recently. I haven't been back to London in a while, but
Do screams like when the whole crowd roars in Norway? Is there an accent? Like, I'm being serious too, dude. but I guess it's dumb. But can you hear a difference in their like? Do roars in different countries sound different? They all sound the same.
but now I want them to.
yeah, it's like roar.
Like, wow. Yeah.
roar.
Very good, Dillon. Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds the same everywhere.
Sounds the same everywhere. The one that's the funniest is in like Scotland and anywhere in like London, England, UK. I don't know why I said it like that, but I did. So I'm gonna own it.
I didn't even check. I was like, it
in
sound,
London,
the cadence
England,
was
UK.
nice, dude.
They say they do whoop, there it is. Whoop there, and it's throughout the whole show. It'll die down and then it'll come back real big.
Like, what is so the whole crowd will just go whoop, there it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
it's really good because then you know if they're into it. If they're not saying that at all at
Right.
your show, you're like, all right,
Are
This is
you
bad.
are
Do you
you
have a
like
whoop
acutely aware?
we should.
No,
I'm gonna
dude.
put it up next time.
Are you like acutely aware of? Because I guess with stand up, it's like you get laughs.
Yeah.
But like, I've always wondered when you're doing like a show, like do you feel it when the audience is really into it? Or
Yeah. Oh,
you
for
do?
sure.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell when it's like I bet there's crowds that you've had to like break,
Yeah,
to finally get on your side.
Totally.
So that happens a lot. Not a lot actually. Like Vegas is very much that place though. If they're not into it at the beginning, you got to break them by playing songs that they know and love a couple times so that they'll be
Yeah.
like, "Holy crap, man, this guy just played like Beyonce into Jay-Z
Right.
into Calvin Harris into this.
Yeah.
I love this dude now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
then that's where you can literally say anything and they're like, this guy's so funny, I don't care. Or this guy's so good at music, I don't care.
Right.
So do you have your break in case of emergency
Yes.
playlist that will always resuscitate the crowd?
Oh yeah.
What's on that?
It's this edit that I have of Calvin Harris. It's his song Slide, but it has Beyonce Single Ladies put onto it.
Whoa.
Wow.
It's like one of the best edits I've ever made.
I can
I think
feel that.
Slide's one of my favorite songs of
Yeah.
all time.
And then when you
too.
add Beyonce,
I mean, come on.
all the single ladies,
Frank Ocean, what a singer.
so good.
Yeah, he put so much soul into it.
Yeah.
Can you back to the accents thing, like that? Because with British music, you can't hear that they're British when they're singing.
No, you can't at all.
No, it all sounds like it's from the same
I
place.
mean, even actors too. That kind of pisses me off sometimes.
Can you do any accents?
I can do like a good Australian one.
Oh, I have a good one
do-
too.
Yeah, let's hear it.
No.
No, dude.
How you going?
Yeah, yeah.
How long it? I'm actually really bad at it. How long did it take you to get here, mate? For me, it was a 3-hour drive.
Fuck, mate. I was going down to the servo and I got me a ciggy. And then, I don't know.
No,
I
keep
think-
going. That was
I-
good.
what- I
What,
learned-
you chiefed your cigarette?
I
Did you chief it?
I did like a.
I'm trying to think of like all the good, like they're the Bogan people from Australia have like,
Bogan.
they're like Pauly Shore.
Yeah.
I feel like they have like
Bog-
the best little, what's the word?
A lingo?
Quips.
Oh,
Yeah, lingo and quips too.
They let it rip fast. They
Yeah,
got something for
everything's just off the
everything.
dome and they don't care.
Welsh people are like that too.
But you can't even understand them.
No,
They're like,
I learned a good rule of thumb for Australia accent. It's the ER is AH. Say bada.
Yeah,
Bada.
that's very true.
'Cause I did a pilot presentation where I had to have an Australian accent. I think I'm the reason they didn't go because my accent was like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh crikey! And they're like, this guy's not Australian. I'm just like, why'd you hire me?
I mean, that could work though sometimes in your favor of like it being so bad that it's good.
Right? Yeah,
It's memorable.
JT and I did the scene where he's like a drug dealer, and we both had like a day to learn Australian accent. And JT's like, "You want some drugs, mate?" And
I was being bad on not on purpose, but I was like, "It's my only option is to lean into this."
Yeah.
I think I just looked around and I was like, "Fuck it," and then I was like, "You want drugs, mate?" I mate. It's really I gnarled my face up a lot. I think that helps
Yeah.
with accents. If you're like, "Oh, you want drugs,
helps, though.
mate?"
the director after he's like, "Very good commitment."
We'll be calling you guys
Yeah.
maybe someday.
Yeah.
I just gotta say your voice is like Xanax.
Is it, dude?
Yeah.
Bert Kreischer said
Both
that.
your
about
actually, you
his-
know, both your guys' voices are
Oh,
kind of
thank
like
you.
very like soothing.
He called
Oh,
us
thank you.
Xanax.
Yeah, he called. Yeah.
He said hanging out with us was like hanging out with the Xanax. And
Who said that?
Bert
Bert
Kreischer
Kreischer.
yesterday.
Dude,
Yeah.
he's absolutely right.
Oh,
I
thanks,
feel like
man.
really calm right now.
Really?
Oh, thank
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so
I
nice.
appreciate that because
Thank you.
I always in like podcasting like I'm always like, do I need to be more like energetic? Do I need to be sort of like
No.
no, thank you.
No.
I worry about that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, do we need to turn it up? I actually turn down when I get on a podcast.
I think it's great.
if you
Thank
talk
What
to
you
me
guys are doing right
off
now?
camera, I'm like, what's
See,
up?
I'm
dude?"
getting like more comfortable.
Yeah, relax, man. Take a load off. Whatever
Yeah.
you need to do.
Are you for real right now,
I'm for real.
dude? Thank you.
I feel good.
Yeah, let's just chill. We don't even have to talk. If the conversation, it ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
We can edit it.
Whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, I love your
That's
style.
that's
By the way,
relaxing.
you're rocking, the Vans.
Thank you.
Similar, good pants, good tee.
Yeah.
I feel like we mesh well. We have similar fashion.
I think, we're kind of all from, I'm born and raised Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And I think we all kind of did the same thing growing up because,
Yeah.
as I was saying, I tried to surf. Didn't go well for me. I can longboard.
Mm-hmm.
I was a dick dragger. I will say that.
Nice.
Not
Yeah.
proud of it.
No,
But
dude.
I could do drop knee and I could do a 360. So that was like the only redeeming thing I had to
That's
like any
huge.
surfers.
Right.
So like if anyone were like, because I used to go to Hawaii a lot to surf with my dad, and at that time that's when I got stuck on a rock with a shortboard and I just abandoned it forever.
Mm-hmm.
So I would always go out to like the surf spots as a boogie boarder, and when I did drop knee, everyone was like, you know what? It's not locals only. You're a local now.
It's legit.
Nice.
Or I guess it is locals only still, but
Yeah.
But you're a loc.
yeah,
You
exactly.
grew
That's
here.
cool.
Yeah, dude, I remember guys on their like MySpace profiles would put like 60% drop knee, 40% prone. Like they'd put their ratio for
The
how often they did
ratio.
either. That was like how they identified.
Holy shit.
Those were their pronouns.
I wish I would have known to do that.
Yeah, it was important to know that about your crew.
Yeah.
What their
I was definitely
style.
60% Rodney.
Nice.
Nice.
So
That's
that
the
helps.
You want to be over
preferred age.
50.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. This guy's like
If you're
40,
doing more prone, like that's not good for your body.
dude, yeah.
Dude, I Wikipedia'd you. Your dad was in alternative medicine.
Yeah.
What does that entail?
So anything from like Chinese medicine really, and then like he studied in Japan for I think it was like 3 months, and then China for 2 years, and does acupuncture. He used to do massage. He still sort of does, but like cupping or anything like that. But he does like Eastern meets Western medicine. So like if whatever he can do in Eastern won't work for you, then he'll be like, hey, okay, look, you got to go take antibiotics for this because I don't have any Chinese medicine that's really going to get rid of this. So
So he starts with the Eastern stuff, and then
Yeah.
as a fail-safe, he's got the Western stuff.
exactly.
That feels like the right process.
Yeah. And then a
before
lot
you
of it's
put
like
drugs
lifestyle
into
change
someone.
too.
Yeah.
Did he incorporate that into your childhood, sort of like
Yeah.
organic foods and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I had to we had to take these pills called what were they called? They were like the most disgusting green pills, and they were tiny, and you had to take 20 of them for breakfast, and it tastes like you were just like throwing like
20?
yeah.
Would you take them one at a time, or how many would you throw in at the same time?
Sometimes you would do one at a time. Because, dude, all 20 when you're a kid, and it's like, it tastes like wheatgrass mixed with grass, mixed with like soil and broccoli, and probably like spirulina or something like that. So it's just like these awful green tastes. And as a kid, you already hate broccoli and all that stuff. So you would try to do like the full one, and sometimes you would throw up.
Yeah.
My brother and I.
That's
and then
badass.
sometimes like the one by one would just feel so much better because you're not like,
If you
not
both,
so
would he
pungent.
make you re-administer?
yeah,
Really?
That's funny you asked that.
No, I know. My friend, his dad, different thing, but my friend's dad was like a psycho weightlifting coach,
Oh my God.
and he would give his kids muscle milks every morning.
No.
And one day he looked into the back of the kid's car and he saw 8 undranken muscle milks, and he drove over to where his kid was at his friend's house, and he made him drink all 8 muscle milks in front of him
Hilarious.
on the moment. And no surprise, that kid doesn't weightlift or play sports anymore.
Yeah, no.
He went the other way. He was like, it's not worth it if my dad's going to be, forcing me to take protein.
After drinking 8 muscle milks, I don't think you'd be able to drink any protein shake.
No, you're done. It's kind of like that
Yeah.
thing where
It ruins it
when
for
you
you.
get, like, my brother got sick on enchiladas. He doesn't eat enchiladas
Exactly.
anymore. Although I heard recently he went back to enchiladas, but it'd been like 15 years.
Do you
That's a long time.
Dude, long break.
did you rebel against that sort of lifestyle, or are you into it now?
I tried to. Yeah, so I'm into it now. Tried to when I was younger. Dude, I used to have temper tantrums of like, why can't we be like everybody else and go to Gelson's?
Right.
Or like Bristol Farm. Dude,
Yeah.
There's this place actually called Mrs. Gooch's.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you've ever heard of this. I guess it only existed in LA. Horrible name
Yeah.
for a health food restaurant. I mean, that's the undercarriage of
It's like
your
mom's
balls.
taint.
Yeah, Gooch is.
Is it the mom's taint? I thought it was the guy's.
Well, I just say Mrs. I assume it's a
Oh,
mom.
yeah.
It's like, this is mom's taint.
It's like a very small, tiny taint, but because they
right.
don't have like
Oh,
a
right,
longer
right.
taint.
We've been talking about taints a lot, so we're kind of experts.
Oh yeah,
Let me
what
see.
is it? Sun-Chlorella.
Is that a
Chlorella
Gooch?
tabs, yeah.
Damn, how did you
Whoa.
find that?
Whoa.
Tiny
That's what
green
you.
pills.
That's
what you
took?
had to eat.
Wow.
Those I think might be.
Good find.
Oh yeah,
man.
no, that's it. That's exactly them.
Do you take them now?
I should. I stopped taking them.
You seem like a healthy guy.
I'm trying to be. Actually, I recently got a blood test done. I knew I was eating a lot of sugar. Like my girlfriend, we're like addicted to sugar.
Me too.
It's bad.
Yeah.
We were eating like a Pizookie a week. And
From BJ's?
Respect.
no, we were making it on our own.
That's so fun.
It's so fun.
Respect.
So good.
What's a Pizookie?
Oh,
Oh,
my
it's
God.
a pizza cookie.
Yeah, it's a cookie, and you
whoa.
put vanilla ice cream on top,
Yeah.
and you're supposed to eat it with a group of like 5 people, but it was just me and my girlfriend.
That's so
awesome.
nice.
And it was great, except for I got my blood work done recently, and I'm like pre-diabetic.
You got 2 pre's.
I got two pre's.
Good. Stay there, brother.
So it's good, yeah, but it's also bad because it was like 0.1, and I was gonna be pre-diabetic.
It's tough because, like, I've given up a lot of stuff, like a lot of drugs and a lot of bad behaviors.
Dude,
And then
same here.
Sugar, I think, is just always like the last house on the block where you're like, well, if I give this up, what do I have left? Like, I need to be fucked up on something. Or else then if you feel miserable, you have nothing to blame. You're like, I guess this is just existence. It's nice to have sugar and be like, well, it's the fucking sugar.
Well, dude, I quit coffee.
Whoa.
I don't drink. I haven't drank for 9 months now.
Whoa.
The only thing I do now is like microdosing mushrooms.
How often?
I do a 1 month on, 1 month off. I just do what my friend Kurt tells me to do.
Do you feel a
Kurt,
He's the
difference?
shaman.
He's a legend.
Yeah,
Do you feel a difference?
I do. I feel happier. And like
Really?
I feel like more inspiration than I used to. So it's like it's definitely helping fire whatever neurons it needs to.
Shrooms
Yeah.
are the best.
Yeah.
Of all the drugs, I think they're the best. But I
Definitely.
can never microdose because I'll do a little bit. I'm like, I'm not feeling shit. And then by the end of the day, I'm just like really effed up.
You're just
on
dosed.
I'm just on mushrooms.
I mean, there's a lot of people that do that though as well. So
Yeah, when Rogan got canceled the last time, somebody asked him, they were like, how'd you get through it? He's like, I did mushrooms every day for like 2 weeks. And I was like, God bless you.
that's how I started microdosing. My friend Matt Wilson, he was sober for God knows how long time. Like he runs with the tour management circle that I'm with, that my tour manager's with, and during COVID, he like got into mushrooms and was making them, not taking them. And then through talking and researching them, he was like, man, you know what? I'm pretty depressed right now through COVID and everything sucks. And like, I don't have a job. So I'm going to microdose. And he microdosed and he was like, I've never felt happier the whole time I was doing it. And,
Wow.
And then now he has like his whole little microdosing
Regimen.
kits and yeah, he's making like little chocolate bars now.
I got some in my bag. I have to take a little break because last time I took them, I got into an argument with my girlfriend. So I'm like, all right, I got to take a break. But I'm excited for the next time. I'm probably like a month away from it. But
Nice. Me too.
yeah, I'm like this. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be fun. I'm going to ride a scooter that day.
Is it hard to, with your lifestyle, is it hard to like step away from partying and drinking and all that kind of stuff?
No, I did a lot of it, because like being born and raised in LA, I feel like you start really
Really young.
young-ish.
It's like the movie 13.
Yeah, I mean I didn't start at 13 though, but I mean I think I did enough for myself. Maybe there's if another person was in my shoes, like it wouldn't have been enough for them, but I think like I started going out like 16, 17, and I did my array of drugs and drinking. So, and then as I got into, as I got into DJing and starting to get a career, before that happened, I had to go to a life coach. The story is like very intricate, but basically to speed through it, I learned how to make music in Atlanta, and I came home and I'd already not been going to community college. I dropped out. And I came back home to my parents. I was like, look, I learned how to make music in Atlanta for 3 months. Let me just stay in the back house and make music for a whole year. If you put 10,000 hours into something, you can become a master at it, and I won't do anything but that. And my dad's like, all right, cool. I like this idea. And if it doesn't work, you go back to college, and you're going to be paying rent here. And if you're staying here as well, you have to go and see a life coach. So I was like, all right, cool. Sounds like a good deal. So I stayed in the back house for a year just working on that, and I had to go see this life coach. And every single time I saw him, the main thing he like kept pile driving into my head was like, if you don't drink as much as the people that are in the business that you're in, you're going to be leaps and bounds ahead of them, because your whole business is that you get free drinks and free whatever you want. So if you stay away from all that stuff, you're going to be really good.
How did he know that? Was he...
He's been through everything. Like he's a life coach that's like done everything. He was gay, bisexual, married, divorced, everything. Like he has gone through life where he's like, I can literally tell you what you need to do in any situation.
That was such a funny list of what he's done in his life. It was all in the same wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Look, this guy had the bona fides. He fucked dudes. He fucked chicks. He fucked one dude, and he fucked a lot of dudes. I'm like, all right, that checks out.
But then he's like built his own businesses.
Yeah.
Gone through all the arrays of everything.
But honestly, that does matter to me too. Like if someone had a diploma up in their office, like my psychologist, he's like, I fucked 1,000 people, man. I've been married 6 times. I'm like, this guy's been through some shit. He gets it. He's got the life experience quota matched.
I mean, that is like, I mean, a big part of our life experience is just like us wanting to find a partner and settle down.
Dude,
I think.
I'm reading this book about like how society evolves, and it's all built off of like just trying to create relationship harmony.
Yeah.
Like basically all violence in the past was like dudes being jealous or not getting laid, basically, and then wars just broke out and they're like, hey, we need to create like religion and governments and economies to keep this
All because
shit.
of not getting laid.
Yeah, to quell all this. Kind of. It bums me out when I'm reading the book. I'm like, does it all just come down to that? I wish it was something more
No.
like whole and you know, with more dimensions. But at least in this book, that's kind of what it all grounds back to.
It sounds about right. I can see that happening.
Yeah, I'd like to distract myself from that, though. I'd like to believe it's something else.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's an option.
It's okay. We don't have to go that far into it.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
We'll make you feel better.
Yeah.
Dude, I had a similar thing though when I started doing comedy. Of like, I quit drinking for like 3 years.
Oh,
And I was
nice.
told like the same thing of like, I never go on stage drunk. I like never. My second time I was blacked out.
Oh my God. How did that go?
I don't know, dude. Well, I think I'm like a very nice drunk, so I was just on stage just like saying nonsense, you know. And but it was so funny because it was like I just started comedy and like Andy Dick was on the show.
Oh wow.
And I was like telling everyone, I'm like, dudes, I'm doing a show with Andy Dick. You know, it's like one of those first things where people are like, what? And then, but yeah, then I like quit drinking, and then like there was something about being all around all of that, but like being sober and then like learning your craft.
Yeah.
And it just felt like everything compounded in like cohesively. If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
No, as you're more present
Yeah.
for what you're doing, then like if you're drunk, you just think that everything is good in that moment.
Yeah.
And there's nothing for you to really better yourself from that. But when
Yeah.
you're sober, like there's one thing that I'm not going to notice that you're going to notice in your set that will technically probably make you a better comedian, even though
Right.
I wouldn't be like, oh, that thing that he did was bad. But it's something
Yeah.
that you're going to be like, all right, well, next time I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say this, and I'll get it like a little bit better of a laugh. Or
Yeah.
like even for myself, like DJing, where I'm like, oh, okay, that mix worked when I was drunk, because
Yeah.
anything works when you're drunk.
Yeah.
You don't feel anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're just listening to something, you're like, oh, I really like the next song. So like, even though it's just completely out of key,
Yeah.
this works for me.
I can imagine too if you're like hammered too. You're just like, man, I am crushing it. Yeah, like everyone's loving it, dude. And then like you look at a video and there's you're just like, you know, like I totally because if you're on the aux chord at a party and you're hammered, you think you're just like
Oh yeah, you think you're a god.
you're laying down the
You
hits.
are
I mean,
Kinda.
I have
Yeah.
done some really funny things though, being very drunk.
Yeah.
Like one time at a festival, I was playing. There's this genre called Melbourne Bounce. It was a huge. This song was a huge song,
Mm-hmm.
and like even at the drop, it says everybody make it bounce. And what you would do is you'd bounce to that.
Yeah.
And so I was so drunk, and I really just wanted to listen to T-Pain Buy You a Drink.
Yeah.
And my friend Travis was right on the side, and we both loved that song. So I was like, you know what? People aren't going to bounce today. So I echoed the song out, and I just played, like, dude, biggest shift in BPM change.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just played Buy You a Drink, and I just got on the mic and said, y'all just got fucking T-Pained, motherfuckers. And it worked out.
Yeah,
It did work out.
Yeah.
They like
yeah.
the combative nature of it.
I mean, there was definitely some people that were very bummed on Molly that were like, I just ruined their whole, like, you know, the momentum of whatever, like, part of the roller coaster they were on for themselves. But for me, I felt great.
Do you do that a lot during your sets where you're like, all right, the audience expectations are going this way, and for my own personal fulfillment, I need to jack it in the other direction?
I think that was a very, like, in the moment thing of like, man, I just feel like really listening to this song.
Have you
But-
ever been combative with the audience?
Sometimes the audience won't be into it, and you're like, you know what? If you're really not going to be into it, I'm just going to play for myself. And then you just end up playing songs that really nobody's into.
What are those songs? I guess you don't want to say because it would. But like, what's a genre of music that doesn't work at a festival?
Man, that's a good question. I don't know if I would do that at a festival. Like I think more of the times that that happens is, it really depends on like if you're playing like a club night that's like very, very much like a club that's like a supper club that like they have their clientele that come in and just want to do like bottle service and that's it. Like sometimes that's where a place where most people aren't going to see me. They're going to like ball out and
It's the experience.
you
for
see,
them.
yeah, they want the experience rather than like I'm going to go see Dillon Francis play a show.
Yeah, their focus isn't on you.
Exactly.
necessarily.
So then during that, it would be like more playing like fun, deeper house stuff. That's usually like where I'm just playing for myself, or like playing weirder stuff that I haven't even tried yet.
Have you ever seen a couple on the verge of hooking up, but you didn't know if they were going to get all the way there, and then to throw an assist to the dude, you put on the perfect song to get that moment?
No,
You
you just made me. I'm gonna look now.
Yeah, because if I was you, I'd feel like I was kind of like engineering what was happening out there.
That's a really good idea. I need to do that.
Are you watching the bottle service people?
No, not really.
What are you looking at?
Sometimes I'm just like looking around.
Yeah, oh, nice lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know if you're being
The ceiling's tall.
Sometimes I do.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
you look around those clubs, you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
I know if
Because do you look in everyone's? This is a good question. Do you like look directly into someone's eyes?
Occasionally, a couple times a set.
Me too.
Sometimes
Boom.
I'll look.
But then I feel weird because I'm like, wait, but this person thinks I'm like intimately looking at them,
You are.
but I don't want to be.
Why not?
I'm taken.
Oh, well, yeah, it doesn't have to be. I guess eye contact is inherently intimate, which feels romantic.
Yeah. If you're staring at one person the whole time,
some fat dude. Just like,
dude, he might think that I'm into him,
right.
and then I gotta explain later on.
Robin Williams was doing a play one time, and he
Taken.
made hard eye contact with me, and that literally made me feel like I could be a comedian.
That's amazing.
It did kind of mean a lot to me.
Wait, do we?
Okay, so now I gotta do that.
He just stared at me, and I was like, he sees that I can do it.
I could be making DJs while you're making comedians.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I saw Damon Albarn at the Gorillas. We were at Life is Beautiful festival like a couple
One of
weeks
the
ago.
best festivals
So
ever.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he like grabbed some guy by his face and he was like singing to him, you know. And the guy was totally into it, where he's just like, oh. But I feel like me, I'd be like, because you're on the jumbotron, you know. And I'd be like, looking around, and be like, thanks, dude. Like I don't know how I'd react. If Fred Durst did that to me, I'd fuck.
You'd be into it.
I'd be like, oh. I want you to break stuff, and I'd be like, oh.
I think it's different for a singer. For a DJ,
Yeah.
we're not doing like
Right.
we're playing records.
Right.
We're doing some stuff,
Yeah.
but like that's where I think for a singer, I feel like it's a little bit like more showmanship. But I feel like if I'm staring at somebody, I feel like someone's just like,
No, you got a nice dude. Especially you haven't been drinking for 9 months. I can feel the light in you.
thank you.
Yeah, it's light. I think it would be light.
All right, good.
Yeah, I think if,
I'm gonna start doing it more.
Yeah.
I'll take some videos and send
If you
it to
really
you
do,
guys.
let me know. Yeah,
going
I'd like
to.
to see it.
if I were in the crowd,
I'm taking everything I learned from this podcast and I'm gonna apply it to real life.
dude, yeah.
Learn.
If
That's
I were
very sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
if I were in the crowd and like it was about to drop and you pointed at me, I would lose my mind.
All right, I'm gonna add that one in.
Yeah.
The genre.
I'm really bad at that. I truly am like really bad at that sometimes because like I think I have been thinking about this like breaking out like I have a safe space and the safe space is like being behind the CDJs and like just like vibing on my own and just
Yeah.
Mhm.
like I'll scan more so than like eye contact. But yeah, I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna make
point.
more eye contact and I'm gonna point
Yeah.
on the drop of something.
It's gotta be a dude.
Yeah,
Just some
I'm
dude.
gonna do everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, oh fuck.
No discrimination.
I might just do fucking one of these.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I love that.
Setting people ablaze. The,
Yeah, exactly.
the genre of music, I won't be able to pronounce it correctly. I'm sorry. I'm sure you have to correct people all the time.
I'm excited to hear it.
Well, I was just gonna say it's reggaeton in the house, right?
Yeah.
And it's called. I want to say Mamafuko, but that's not it.
There's not even an F in it.
No, what is it?
Moomba tone.
Moombatone.
Moombatone.
That's not that hard. Moombatone.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like reggaeton, and then the original song that like created the genre. This
Afrojack.
Afrojack made the remix of this song called Moomba, and then this guy, Dave Nada, one of my friends, he slowed it down and put it at 108, and then called it Moomatone. and then that's how the genre name was born.
Do you listen to that when you're?
Yeah, I like that stuff.
Yeah, because I never watch comedy really.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I don't, for whatever reason. Maybe it's just because I see so much of it. So,
that's no okay. So yes, I don't listen to that much electronic music when I don't have to.
what do you normally listen
Bossa
to?
Nova.
What's bossa nova?
Bossa Nova's like really relaxing jazz. Walter Wanderley is like the greatest organist ever, and he's like one of the main dudes in Bossa Nova.
And the organ is, which instrument is that?
It's piano.
Oh, okay.
It's like the church.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. And that's your favorite
You've
thing?
definitely heard one of his songs before.
I have.
Yeah.
Okay,
When
cool.
you hear it, it's like it's elevator music.
And that's what you like to listen to?
Love it.
Just because you want to be in a peaceful place?
Makes me so happy. I swear to God, try this one time and then let me know how it works. Put on a Bossa Nova playlist when you are making breakfast or something and you're starting your day. I swear to God, you'll be happier.
So you're not
try
even,
that.
are you listening to it because you like the musical arrangement? Or,
Yeah.
Or are you listening to it just because of the effect that, or both?
I love the musical arrangement. I like that it's not like it's not jazz. Nobody really likes jazz.
Hard to listen to.
Hard, especially with like all the random like key changes
Jumps and stuff.
Yeah.
You're like, hey man, relax.
Yeah. Okay. Well, calm down.
More
okay?
fun to read about.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
read like a Norman Mailer essay about it. You're like, this shit rips.
Yeah.
And then you put it on and you're like,
oh,
this shit's awful. No disrespect. I know I just don't get it. But
No, I just don't get it either. I'm sorry, but this is like more digestible. It's not really jazz though. I don't know. It is, but it isn't.
who are some artists that you think are like kind of overlooked, like by people, by like the masses basically, but you think are actually kind of have more to them or worth revisiting?
That's a good. That's a like in anywhere.
Any genre.
Any genre. That's a good question. The Blood Brothers. I feel like they got overlooked.
Oh yeah.
Or Neon. They had this group called Neon. Is it Neon Black? I think that's what Johnny Whitney had that. I was obsessed with them. I haven't listened to it in a while, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it should be overlooked.
Do you think people can be wrong about that stuff?
Um.
Like, do you think there's objectively good stuff and bad stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree too. Because some
Definitely.
people will be like, no, it's all just subjective. And I'm like, to a degree, but
Yeah.
some stuff does suck.
Some stuff really sucks.
And some stuff awesome.
yeah.
Like The Sopranos is for sure awesome.
But I mean, man, that's this is a really good question because like if you really think about like Basquiat's drawings, like they are children-esque.
I'm glad you brought him up. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've done a couple rotations at the Broad, and every time I go through Basquiat, I'm like, it's not hitting. Dude. I'm like, it's not. There is some cool
There's some
stuff there.
there's some that I really love, but there's some where I'm like, all right, this is legit. Could be like a kid drawing this, and I'm not no shade.
The modern art stuff's tough with that.
It's
too.
tough.
Because with Picasso, I definitely see the craft.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's a genius. I feel like I can see it every time I see a Picasso. I'm like, that's genius.
Yeah.
But with Basquiat, I'm like, maybe I just had to be there, like New York in the 80s and like, doing some heroin.
Yeah. I mean, there's nuance in Basquiat, and
And there's a lot of ideas there,
yeah.
but I don't get them unless I read the little placard.
Exactly.
To write.
And that's a bit tough. I mean, I've watched enough Netflix like judging shows that like if it's not explained by just this, like
It's
the
not on
placard
the
might not
plate.
save you.
Right.
And you might not win that,
That was a good-
$500,000.
That was a good pull with Basquiat too, because that's definitely one of the guys where I'm like, no.
That was one. Well, because I went to art school here in LA. I went to Loxa, and that was one of the things that we had to talk about. Like we had to do like constructive criticism for a lot of people's art, and one of the things that always pissed me off was Basquiat, because there were some kids that tried to like copy him, and I definitely noticed it wasn't as good as him, but it still pissed me off because I was like, I just don't know, like. Is there some rich dude that's like, yo, these are worth this much money and that's why they're so cool? And then through the grapevine, everyone's like, Basquiat. I don't know what happened.
Just the
back then to,
momentum
like,
of it.
Yeah, with these gallery owners that are like, yo, we got to bump the price of this for some reason. People love this dude. I don't know why. You know what? Let's sell him for this.
I think it's the name.
The name's great.
Basquiat.
And he was a cool
it's gotta
dude.
Be good.
He was a cool, hip guy.
He was.
Like his life, I think probably, I mean, the fact that he died young and that he came from a non-art background, and he was a street artist, right?
Yeah.
I mean, all of that I think adds to it.
Definitely. I'm just being subjective of the art,
Me too.
not the
yeah.
story.
No, story's great. The movie, the movie's good.
Everything
Jeffrey
about
Wright's
it
amazing
is great.
in it.
But that's where I'm like going back to what you're saying, where like like is there bad things and is there good things? Like, yeah, I definitely think there is, and there's some bad Basquiat ones. But then that's when again someone will just say that's subjective, because there is going to be some person that's going to be like, man, I fucking love this, man. It's so sick.
And they can explain it in a way where I then see it through their eyes.
Yeah.
But I can't convince myself that
No.
it's for me.
Yeah.
That's the thing about getting old. You just get comfortable not liking things. Like I used to be embarrassed when I didn't get things, and now people are like, "Did you like that?" I'm like, "I didn't get it," and I feel very like powerful when I say that. I'm like, "I don't get it."
Like, you know what? I appreciate that.
I watched Mulholland Drive. With a,
Oh wow, I need to pick that one back up again.
Have you seen it before?
I saw it so long ago.
That's the thing.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, like David Lynch, and you're watching it, and you're like, I just looked over to my girlfriend, like, yeah, this is a thriller. This is like surreal. I'm watching it. I just look over. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't. And he like lay an analysis, and they're like, that's the point. And you're like, all right. he's like, I'm David Lynch. I meditate. I do TM. Like, this is fucking.
And for
You know what I
45
mean?
years, he's just been churning out that.
He's just churning
Just
out
that.
stuff that doesn't make sense, and you're like,
Yeah.
fuck, man.
You got to go and read a reviewer to like make sense of it. But
Yeah.
it's just their opinion as well.
Kind of the same time period too. Like he hit his peak around the same time as Basquiat. I want to say
Yeah.
like 80. When was Basquiat super relevant? Like 80s, right?
I thought it was the 90s.
Fuck, I might be off then.
It might be the 80s though. Let's fact check that.
Yeah, let's Google it.
That's funny. I just watched a movie recently. What was it called? I'm not gonna remember the name,
Who was in it?
but
Well, the film was 1996.
Kate
so-
Blanchett.
Keep
Is that her
watching
name?
it. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was 80s because he died
Is
in
it from
88.
some-
And her
time?
husband. No, not from the same time. It was recent.
Oh, okay.
It was the most long drawn out movie
Oh,
ever.
like what happened to what the fuck?
It's it's about vampires.
Oh no.
Oh, Tilda Swinton.
No.
Kate,
Hold on.
It was Kate Blanchett?
Yeah.
Was it Tom Hiddleston? And
No.
I really want it to be that one movie.
Or wait, am I thinking of the right person? No, I'm thinking of the wrong person. It was not her.
All right, are you thinking about? I think I know what. Is it The Last Lovers Alive by Jim Jarmusch?
No.
Damn it.
It's a horror movie.
Vampires.
Vampire. And it was put out like in 2019.
2019 Vampires. All right. Well, for the people listening,
This is a horrible segment. I'm sorry. I'm even bringing this up.
no, I think this is fun.
I'm gonna find it right now.
This is what it is when friends hang out. We Google shit.
I love horror movies. I'm a big I just love watching them at home.
You
with
big
my girl.
Halloween guy?
Not a big Halloween guy.
No. I love horror movies too.
Among the
Do you have a
Shadows.
Oh,
favorite?
here we go. Favorite definitely. It's got to be Hereditary or It Follows.
Dude, right. I
Hereditary was got me back in full force.
I tried to watch that by myself 2 years ago.
I watched it 3 times.
By
Dude,
yourself?
Bobby Lee was the one that I was on his podcast.
Yeah.
And Bobby was like, dude, it's the best movie I've ever seen in my fucking life. And I'm like, all right, I'll go see it. And he's like, will you go see it tonight?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, let's go see it right now.
Yeah.
After the podcast, he took me to the ArcLight. We sat there and watched it. And I was like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
I need to go watch it again.
It's crazy.
And so I watched it by myself. And then I watched it with my other friend that I was like, you have to go see this. It's that good.
He has another movie coming out, right?
Who?
Ari Aster?
I don't know that guy. I haven't seen any of his. I never saw Midsummer either.
You got to Midsummer's.
People
it's more
love
dark,
that one.
It's more dark comedy than like scary. I mean, I definitely laughed at some parts, like the part where they're like pushing him into.
I haven't seen Midsummer.
Oh, you haven't?
No,
Sorry, my
I
bad.
need to watch Midsummer.
You should.
It's like a horror movie during the day. I like
I
that
found it.
idea.
It's,
is
it's
that?
called House of Darkness.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
I do not watch this movie. I'm so sorry to like put this on blast like that, because I also love
I like
the
the
dude that's in
candor.
it. What's his name? Justin Long.
Yeah.
Justin Long's in it. It's Kate Bosworth.
Oh, Neil LaBute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Neil LaBute wrote it.
And yeah,
Kate Bosworth and Justin Long.
Neil LaBute's an animal. He grew up
Yeah, they are.
Mormon.
he where?
Neil LaBute, the writer, he was a playwright. He grew up Mormon.
Oh,
and then he
wow.
would just write these like really like scathing plays, mostly about how like men being assholes and women being bitches.
That's man. This is I guess that's kind of what this movie is ish.
Really?
But yeah, I mean, like he's
They're scummy. They're
but
always
he's-
really scummy and
he's
gross.
not. Unless I like kind of tuned out on some parts, I may have. but he didn't seem too scummy. Well, like he thinks he's gonna have a threesome, or he thinks he's gonna have a threesome. Well, first he thinks he's gonna have sex with this girl. They go to her house. I'm gonna ruin the movie. It's horrible.
Spoil the whole thing.
Yeah, I'll spoil the whole thing. Fuck that movie.
Fuck it.
Straight up, Justin Long, fight me. Which I met him a long time ago. But
Do you think you could take him?
Yeah, for sure.
You just take him to the ground.
Oh, dude, I would sweep his leg so fast.
Nice.
I watched Cobra Kai, so
That's a good show.
yeah,
If you watch martial arts movies,
you can do
you
it.
can fight.
Yeah.
You should beat his ass.
It'll
with
be
a
running through my
dodgeball.
head as he like comes at me, and I'm like, all right, cool. Sweep to the leg, and then punch to the heart, and then you'll do the other one. You'll do this one where you're like, bruh.
The 1-inch punch.
Yeah.
Poof,
It might not do anything, but I'm gonna get it off.
And you're gonna freak him out.
Yeah, because he's gonna be like, holy shit, I'm about to die.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh.
He might have a heart
Oh,
attack
wait.
just from panic.
Yeah, exactly.
You could beat his ass with a dodgeball too.
Yes. But in the movie, it's he gets to their house or her house, and he thinks it's just her. And when they go inside the house, she's like, yeah, it's just me. And then they're talking, and he drinks a drink, and then all of a sudden, her sister comes down, and her sister's like fucking weird as well. They're all just weird. And he's like, all right, cool. And his friend calls him and asks him to like get pictures of her naked, and he says no. And he's like, I might have a threesome, man. It's crazy. And then they go upstairs, and she starts telling it, dude, it literally nothing happens in the story as well. It all takes place in this one spot, and no action scene happens whatsoever. And it's just them talking. And they ask him to tell a story, or they're up on the balcony, and they finally go down and start drinking some more, and they ask him to tell him a story, and he tells a story about meeting them and then them having a threesome as a joke, but not as a joke, the guy thing. And then they're like, how about you tell a story? And then she tells a story about them being vampires and killing people, and then he dies.
That's the whole movie?
That's the whole movie. Nothing else happens.
Yeah, that's what happens, man.
Dude, I couldn't believe it. Even my girlfriend was like, what the fuck did we just watch? I just feel like we just wasted so much of our day.
Yeah, that's a big FU to the audience.
Yeah.
That's like him having... He does that. He has a little fun with you. He
Dude.
like makes you feel bad for watching his stuff.
That's exactly how it
Because
felt.
he grew up, not being able to express himself. So I think he's like...
He just wants to get you to say fuck you to him.
He's a little bit of a sadist, I think.
Okay. Then that makes more sense.
That's my reading on him.
He got it right.
He did it.
You read a lot, huh?
I used to read a lot of plays. And when I was first into stuff, I thought that ugliness was the realest version of humanity. And now I'm a nicer person. I'm like, I don't know why I was thinking that. I was like, I shouldn't have read all those fucking plays. And then, yeah, it was kind of like that. That was like when incel rage was like high art.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And now it's like we're a little more self-aware about that stuff.
Yeah.
Now we're the other
Incel
way.
rage.
Yeah, like all those plays were just like incel rage.
Yeah.
It was all dudes just being pissed at chicks.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Does that inform your music at all?
No. There's no incel rage inside of me. Thank God.
Yeah, I get none of that from you.
I wonder if my music would be better, though.
Nah. Like if you just had like Jordan Peterson loops going through your choruses.
Oh, man. That would be horrible.
Make your bed. Make your bed.
We must be real men. We must be real men.
How has the scene changed since you started to now?
How has it changed? It's really interesting to see the like ebbs and flows of music going in and out of popularity. Like Moombahton is not that popular anymore. I feel like what happened is Major Lazer technically made like the best Moombahton song, because it is the genre, but I don't think anyone considers it that, just because it's like the best pop song ever with Lean On.
That's Moombahton?
Yeah, that's pretty much.
It's a great song.
Yeah, when I heard that song, I like, those are one of those, like, have you ever heard a joke where you're like, fuck, I wish I thought of that?
Yeah, sure.
That was one of the ones where, like, when I heard that, I was like, this is one of the best songs I've ever
I can
heard.
picture that. Where
Yeah.
were you when you heard it?
I was with Diplo, actually played it for me, and I was
Really?
like, holy shit, what are you doing with this record? And he's like, oh yeah, it's DJ Snake and I are making it together. And I was like,
Wow.
Did Diplo say like, did he know he was sitting on like, just
I think he did, but I also think he, like, I don't know if he knew that it was going to be that. He's just in a he's like so in a hamster wheel of just like making music that I don't think he gets caught up in ever thinking like, all right, this is the one. All right, this is the one.
Right.
I
That's
think
great.
he just loves making music, and he loves DJing. That's what's like so inspiring about him.
And when you guys are producing together, what's that workflow like?
He's like knows so much about different music happening around the world constantly. I used to be really good at that, and he still somehow is better than me at that.
That's
Like
nice,
I was
though.
better than him at a certain point in my life, and then like he became better again.
That happens, right?
But it's crazy because I should be better than him because I'm younger, but no, he surpasses always.
That happens with us and all of our friends too. Like you'll
Really?
be funnier than someone one week, and then like a couple months later, you're like, I think this fucker's funnier than me. you're like, what was I doing wrong? Like, it's interesting, but I think it's overall it's beneficial.
Yeah, absolutely. To be friends and that like pushes you more because being competitive and everything like that. But yeah, that day he played me that record, I was pissed. He's done that a couple times for some records, and then I'll always do the mistake of like, what are you doing with that? And then if he says like nothing, I'm like, I'll take it. Let me get the vocals and I'll rework something. And then that's when he knows.
That's when he knows.
That's
he's
where
good.
I fuck up,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
like, oh,
You gotta
Dylan
play it
likes
cool.
it. Yeah.
I do that with my friend Reggie. He doesn't do stand up, and he'll come up with just the most amazing jokes. And I'm like, you gonna put that in anything? And he's always like, no, I don't think I'm gonna put in anything. I'm like, okay. And then like a week later, I'm like, hey, that idea you had, would you be mad if I talked about it in my own voice? And he's like, I don't know, man. I mean, it's flattering, but I think it's also, people get protective. He doesn't,
For
but
sure.
People, it's natural, I think, to be like, well, come on, it's my idea.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Do you and Diplo sort of like came up together, right? Or did he
No,
sort of
he
bring
was-
you into the scene?
He brought me in. He what was it? So I had found out that he was into that genre, Moombahton, and I was only like recently starting to make it. And I remember when I heard that, I hit up my manager immediately and I was like, hey, can you please send this record to him? Like, I heard he loves this genre right now, and like I feel like he's really gonna like this. I did that thing where like you con one of your friends where you're like, hey, I found this new record, like you should hear it.
Yeah.
Played it for him and he was like, whoa, who made this? And you know, you're like, I did.
yeah.
So I did that to my friend, and when that happened I was like, all right, cool, I think I got something.
Yeah.
Something good enough to be like, I know that asking this favor from my manager is like the right thing to do. So he's like, all right, if you really think so, like, you know, that's like, you got one shot. They listen to the song, and if they don't like it, like, you're gonna have to wait till your name gets brought up another way for them to like you again. So he sent it over, and immediately he like sent me back a message where like, yo, he loved the record, like would love to meet you. So I followed him on Twitter, and I was like, hey man, heard you like the record, like what's up? And he's like, hey, where do you live? And I told him I lived in LA, and he's like, yo, come to the studio. So that night, oh yeah, I went to the studio and we talked, and I like, he wanted to just sign one record, and I was such a hustler at the time where I was like, yeah, well, we could do one or like four more.
Yeah.
So I already got four, and like, I swear they're good, and they're all Moombahton, and then I didn't even have four.
Right.
But I like went back immediately to my house, and I just started making music. And
Right.
Were you just like so full of energy at
Oh,
that
yeah.
moment? Because you're like, this is my shot.
This is it. Yeah.
You had like 8 Mile soundtrack
Oh,
in your
dude,
head.
do not miss. I put the beanie on, everything, and I was just rocking with my fucking computer, dude.
But you did it.
Yeah, I
he
did
liked
it.
those other songs
Yeah,
too.
and he put out the EP, and then from that I was able to move out of my parents' place, get a place downtown, and start like making money.
And did you find it was easier to make music after that once you had some momentum?
Yeah, I never had a like, I mean, my music sucked for a year and a half. Like, truly was just garbage.
And you
Like,
knew it was bad.
Yeah. No, I didn't. Now I do. But it was I understand why it was bad now looking back at it, and there were still elements in it where like the sounds were right, just the like,
overall construction.
the overall
wasn't-
construction wasn't right. So yeah, it was bad. But it was everything that you needed to get through to like be able to make a
You
good
got to
song.
suck for a while.
Yeah, exactly. Which I didn't even know I didn't know that I was making myself more technical by making songs every day. Like in my head, I was just like, all right, 10,000 hours.
Right.
Just got to keep doing
So
it.
you read that Gladwell book, and that just like reshaped what you.
I don't think that Gladwell book, when did that come out?
What was that one? Like the Tipping Point or Outliers
That
or
was
something?
Outliers, yeah.
That was probably like 06, I want to say. I'll look it up real quick.
06. Wow, no. So I didn't read that. I didn't know it came out then. But yeah, the way that I heard about the 10,000 hour rule was A-Track. A-Track sat in his basement when he was like
2008
14
was way off.
and did like the DMC. I mean, that was really close.
I guess.
Yeah. Are you bummed?
Yeah.
I mean,
But
dude,
not that sad.
I would have been like, yo, it came out like yesterday. Came out 2016.
Dude, you're a good guy. If I could hug you, I would, but you're far away.
But yeah, I forgot what I was saying.
I,
We're just having such a good
you
time.
did the 10,000 hours.
Oh yeah, so I did the
Yeah.
10,000 hours, but during that time, I didn't realize that like you're learning structure
Right.
while you're just like plugging away at these stupid songs where like one day you're like, oh, maybe I'll try this way,
Yeah.
and you're not realizing that you're like, oh, I'm trying this way because I heard a song subconsciously and wanted to try the structure of theirs.
Right.
would you show the songs to your parents?
Oh yeah, and
What-
they hated them.
Really?
Yeah, my mom even came out one time and she's like, can you just shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
I'm trying to take a nap.
Yeah, because you were in the back house.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah,
so she
yeah.
could hear, and her room was right next to it.
Yeah.
And when you're making music, it's like you're stopping and pressing play like to get everything right, to like get the
Right.
LFOs right.
Did your friends and like teachers and like surrounding people, did they believe in you?
There was a couple people that did, and a lot of the people that didn't. That was like fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
Like there was some people that I remember them being like, yeah, like very like shrugging me off,
Yeah.
and it was great. Like I loved it because I was like, all right, this is like, I'm gonna prove them that I can fucking do this.
Yeah.
I love those moments.
Yeah.
Those moments are the best where people like, do something. I remember someone from college was like, man, you need to get a real job.
Really?
And like, yeah, I just remember those specific moments where
Yeah.
you're like, this is what Tony Robbins talks about. This is it. This is the moment. This
Check
is the
that
fuel.
box.
Like you just
Yeah.
gave me a huge Duraflame log.
Yeah.
I'm gonna light that shit on fire.
Dude, I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna fucking shove it in your face.
Yeah.
I don't know if
How's
Tony
your
Robbins
fam-
says to do that, but
How's your family life?
yeah, exactly. Because mine's fucking great.
yeah.
But in school, did like, were you ever kicked out of class for making jokes?
Yeah. I got kicked out of school.
Yeah, he was kicked out a lot.
So I got kicked out a bunch, and that was like another thing where I remember kids in my high school, like I had so much fun making people laugh, like just being the outburst kid. And I would get kicked out of class all the time. And one of the things where, like, I remember the teachers did like a "what do you want to be when you grow up" thing, or like, here you can choose a couple things. And I forgot which ones I chose, but I remember this girl in class was like, "What? Dude, you can't do anything. Like, you're just a funny guy. You get kicked out of class all the time. Like, what are you gonna do?" And I remember that, and I was like, man, like, it's so weird that because I'm like making people laugh, I'm considered like an idiot.
Right.
And that was like,
I was lucky. Like the teachers would literally be like, they'd be like, "What do you want to be?" I was like, "I think I'm going to be an entrepreneur." They're like, "You should just be a comedian. You can't shut the fuck up." Like they kind of pushed me in the right direction. But I think you're right too. Like there's no place for that kind of personality
No.
in like a school structure. And like I won funniest at like my small high school. Everyone else who got a superlative got like a scholarship based off that superlative. Like if you're like best athlete, you go to
you go to
play,
Harvard, or yeah, something
you go
like
play
that.
soccer at UCLA. You win like smartest, you go to like Berkeley or Princeton or
Yep.
something like that. I won funniest, just like you, 10 junior colleges. And I'm like,
Let's go.
I'm like, where's my scully? like,
We get to do we get to, I don't know, what do we get to do?
we get to just figure it out.
Yeah.
But I was like, my parents were like very supportive too. I want to ask you, who do you think is the best vocalist?
The best vocalist. Mo's up there from Lean On. I've always loved her voice. But like if we're really talking about this, Sade.
Oh, okay.
She comes around like 10 years at a time to tour. Her voice is incredible.
And what do you think makes it so special?
She doesn't care about anybody except for making music and doing tours every 10 years.
And is there a sound in her voice that you think is it like the range that she's at, or like the herself that she puts into it?
I think it's like what she puts into it and the flow of her voice. It's just like, it's so gorgeous.
Yeah, because I was like, as we mentioned, Frank Ocean, is he like a good technical singer, or is it more just that you feel like you can, like the lyrics that he's singing, you can hear that in his voice, like the pain or the frustration or the
He might be a better.
passion?
I mean, I think they're both really good writers. I don't know. Like, Sade definitely doesn't use auto-tune. Or probably tune. Maybe she does tune her vocals. I don't know. Maybe I'm making stuff up for Sade that I shouldn't.
No, don't. I don't know.
No, but I could be right now.
Someone's gonna like jump in the comments.
Yeah, someone's gonna be like, yo, I redid her voice in Melodyne, and I found out that these were like pushed up.
They can do that.
Yeah, maybe.
So they know if someone's tweaking their voice at all.
I mean, a lot of people do. Like mostly everybody does actually.
At this point.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, everyone's like. I mean, all those Blink records were like Blink-182 was Melodyned. Like Tom can't sing that great.
Oh, interesting.
Like you've seen him live.
I have a bunch.
Yeah.
Angels and Airwaves.
Yeah, and it's not perfect. It's good, but it's not like the records.
When did that shift? When did we go from?
Well, I think that's always been around, but I just don't think it was as relevant when everyone started talking about autotune. I think it shifted when like T-Pain came out with autotune and everyone was like, yo, autotune's a piece of shit. But then Kanye did the autotune album, and then all of a sudden every person has autotune on now. And like there's hyper pop that has autotune vocals.
So that, like, because everyone points to 808 and Heartbreaks as like kind of being like the peak of that,
Yeah.
and then changing the trajectory of music post that.
Yeah,
Did you feel that when it came out?
absolutely.
What was it about that album?
Because he was like, what I felt like he did was Kanye was like, no, this is like, I'm gonna make a whole fucking album that has this beautiful autotune on it, because autotune is beautiful. It makes you sound fucking great.
I love like all of it, or not all of it, but a lot of it.
Yeah. Like you're in the pocket for everything. So like melodically, it's just amazing for the human ears, where there's no dissonance in your voice to be like, ooh, well, they were singing, and their voice lifted 2 semitones.
And does there still have to be a good quality to your voice for it to work in autotune?
No,
So
you could sing
I could be Post Malone.
if you wanted to be
But I saw Post Malone live, and I was like, he's fucking amazing.
Post Malone, but that'll be the difference. Post Malone will be able to sing
Dude, that would be
beautifully. I mean, you can put autotune on for your
They can
for your
put it
live
on
show.
the-
Yeah,
on the mic,
I
right?
did it on my mic one year for Hard Summer, and they put it in just one key, and it was the funniest thing ever because I wanted to sound like Travis Scott.
Dude, that's
So I just kept saying, "It's lit."
Dude, that's awesome. What
I mean,
have you ever?
the first usage of autotune, as we all know, is Share, Believe.
Is it?
Oh,
mean,
Beautiful.
That's the first
Do you
time I
bel-
remember hearing it.
Yeah, you're right.
Life after love.
have there been any artists that you've worked with that you've been completely starstruck by?
Calvin Harris
Yeah,
and Skrillex.
yeah.
Those are the two like monster producers, and when you work with them, you can just tell like their ears are trained so well. Like when I was working with Skrillex, like the way that he EQs a kick instantly, just knows the frequency he wants, and like, I'm not that decisive when it comes to like
Right.
picking out a kick drum,
Yeah.
but he is, and that's something where you're like, wow, you've been doing this for that long that you're like, I know exactly what I want this to sound like right now.
Is it who's the godfather of DJing? Would you say?
Godfather of
Good question.
DJing, like picking records correctly, or of just like making the party be incredible.
I think the guy who sort of launched the EDM movement,
DJ AM probably.
DJ AM.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, interesting.
Because
Yeah.
he really helped it with it in I guess in LA and I think the States, because he was obsessed with Daft Punk at the time, and he was the only dude that was playing dubstep in like top 40s clubs, and that could mix it well enough so that people weren't like, what the fuck just happened, you know? And he was one that like was bringing out different artists from like, he was bringing out the Bloody Beetroots from Italy and Justice from France and all them to like come and play in LA. So I feel like that helped a lot. And he just, the amount that he was like pushing Daft Punk.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember discovering Daft Punk.
And he was also like one of the best DJs. Just the way that he was able to like mix, like I remember there was a remix of Kid Cudi's Day and Night, and then there's a Michael Jackson song that has, is it Night and Day?
Yeah, I think
Working
it's
Day
like
and
To
Night?
Beat It.
Yeah, or it was something like that. I think there's a Michael Jackson song, Night and Day, or maybe I'm thinking of a different record.
Oh,
but he basically mixes those two together.
Yeah.
And only he would be able to do that.
I think I
like-
heard that in the surf video one time.
Really?
I think it was like To Beat It, maybe.
It might have been.
Yeah.
He was like, the mixes he had were just mind blowing.
Working
Yeah.
Day and Night by Michael Jackson.
He was
Ah.
right. Yeah.
Good shit, bro.
Nice.
It wasn't that Beat It one, but I watched that.
Well, that's something.
Clay Marzo.
That is something though.
Dude, Clay Marzo, he was at Macaroni's in Indo. And
What?
dude, yeah, and yeah, I remember in college, it was like To Beat It or something. I was like, I can't find it.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's so good. And I thought I found it.
Are you more inspired lately by comedy or music? Like, where's your brain at when you're like?
Comedy right now.
So you're coming up with more comedy ideas than.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what are your influences for that?
I think it's like I was massively into Kids in the Hall and The State.
Nice.
And
See, The State is something I don't always get.
Really?
Like Stella, I don't get it.
Stella, I was half and half on that. I did really like it. The State I love, but I also think that I was never into The State before it was The State. I got into it after,
Like Wet Hot and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. After watching that, and so I think that this is where I'm talking about. Like, after I knew the characters, I could go back and anything they did to me would be funny because I understand like the nuances of their comedy.
Right.
And I think it's like Tim and Eric too, where like if
A
you're
couple
Tim,
sketches will work.
yeah,
And then it'll sink in for you.
and if you really understand Tim and Eric, then you're like, oh, I totally get like, you know, it is a lot of inside joke stuff that like you have to know. And then if you don't, like once you get it, then you'll be like, oh, now I understand why it's funny, but it's still not that funny, but it is funny. And then
if you can understand like what the kind of logic of the humor. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this really funny comedian, Joe Pera, who I didn't get. And
I love Joe Pera.
And I went what was his show on Adult Swim called?
15 minutes with Joe. No.
Or like Joe
It's
Pera
a-
like builds a house.
something
Joe Pera
for
puts
you.
you.
Joe Pera builds a
Here,
house.
Yeah.
Here for You with Joe.
So
That's the
my,
name of this show. Joe Pera builds a house, and it's 6 episodes of this guy just like, yeah, man, today we're on the windows.
he would do that. He'd go piece by piece on it. But I went to a screening of his show when the first season came out. And they were like 15 minutes. So they played like 5 episodes. And I literally did not get a single joke. But then there was one episode with Bob O'Reilly that I was like, okay, I get this. And there was one joke.
Joe Parrott talks with you.
Joe
That's
Pera
what it
talks
is.
with you. There was one joke
Another
where he
pound.
said, is there anything better than the sound of a kid learning how to play an instrument? And then that joke, like, because that's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse. Once I understood that was his perspective on the world, the rest of it made sense for
Yeah.
me. But you do need, like Wet Hot's more mainstream than I feel like Stella. So
For
if you
sure.
watch that, you can get it and then go back and be like, okay, now I know what the thing is.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I mean, even when I first saw like the initial episodes of Kids in the Hall, I got confused. I was like, who's this talking bird lady? You know, but now it's like one of my favorite things ever.
Right.
Oh my God, that's still, I think Kids in the Hall is like my favorite.
I've
I'll
never
go back
watched
to
it.
Yo, you should. Their stuff was incredible.
That's like Dave Foley.
Dude, yeah, Canadians, man, great comedians.
The funniest.
Really?
SCTV, which I
Have you
haven't
watched the
seen.
doc?
No,
It's called Comedy Punks. It's on Amazon.
I'm gonna watch that tonight.
Yeah, it's great.
Fuck
My-
yeah.
Two
My buddy-
parts, yeah.
My buddy Miller showed me Letterkenny. Have you watched that at all?
No,
It's
isn't
like
that a
this-
band?
No, it's this like show.
Oh, that's
from
Slater
Canada.
Kenny.
Slater Kenny, yeah.
Sorry.
Carrie
Wait, what
Brownstein's
was
band.
the show called?
Comedy Punks.
Comedy Punks. So I need to watch this.
Slater Kenny, another band I don't get, but they have one song that I get that I listen to all the time.
I don't even know any of their music.
They have this song "Modern Girl," and I'm like, this fucking shit.
I might know it.
rips.
I might know it.
They're like badass.
We can listen to it after this.
Yeah, I'm down, dude. That would be really nice.
Yeah, we're going to.
cool, dude. It's a date. All right, I'll see you then.
All right, perfect.
Cool, no biggie.
I'm getting kind of hot in here.
Are you?
Dude,
Yeah. I think I'm catching a vibe.
Should I put on the AC?
No, dude, keep it on.
All right, yeah. We want to sweat.
Yeah, I want to feel it.
Wait, what were you gonna say?
I don't know.
You were gonna say something that I
Oh,
really wanted to
Letterkenny.
hear.
Letterkenny.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, my buddy. It's a Canadian show.
Oh,
It's
okay.
been running for like 8
Wait,
seasons.
hold on. Okay, I've heard of this. I haven't ever watched it though. Isn't it on Amazon?
It's on Amazon or Hulu. Yeah. What is
Yeah,
that?
it's on one of those two. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's really, really funny. But it's
Okay.
running, it's like sort of like Schitt's Creek, where it's like people in America are starting to discover it.
Yeah.
But it's really but it's very Canadian humor, where they just like
I love Canadian humor.
it's like hockey dudes. They
Yeah.
just beat the shit out of each other. They're like always fighting. And and so like yeah, there's like all these like undiscovered gems in Canada.
Oh, I gotta
think.
watch that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've been going to more comedy shows than I have like just dance music shows or anything to go see. You know, because usually it's great to go and see how other people are performing. And yeah, I haven't seen any people perform except for like I went to see Fahim Anwar.
He's amazing.
Dude,
So good.
So funny.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And
So
it was
many skills.
so many skills. Why he can dance so well.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And but it was his night where he does like
Where he tries out material.
material. Amazing.
And he's really prolific. He has so much material.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then I saw Trevor Wallace because he came to Vegas, so he invited me to his show, and I watched him. And the thing that's so funny is I didn't know I didn't know that comedians go for that long. Like I'm so used to just going to the Comedy Store and
20
seeing,
minute sets.
Yeah, like that's what I would think. I mean, if
Yeah.
I was a comedian, I don't think I would be able to go longer than 15 minutes. Just like an hour.
Yeah, you get tired of yourself. After
an
a while,
hour-
you're like, I've been talking for a fucking
yeah,
while, man.
hour and 30 minutes is a long time.
Oh, he did 90 minutes?
Yeah.
Wow.
Trevor did?
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's
Unless
a long
I'm wrong.
set.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess most of the time headliners do like an hour.
Yeah.
But
45.
people will do 90 minutes. Like their specials will be that long.
Maybe it was
and
an hour
stuff.
15, but I was blown away because I was like, all right, cool. So like, what are you gonna do? It's like 20 minutes, and he's like, nah, an hour. And I was like, wait, what? How do you have that much material? Like,
yeah.
He's a beast.
that's tough to do.
He's
Yeah.
so prolific. He's very inspiring. I mean, he's just churns out stuff.
I didn't know
all
that
the
he was a comedian before doing the YouTube videos.
That's happening with a lot. I mean, a lot of our fans don't know we do stand up. It's like I think when they come to you through those things,
yeah.
they come to the live show and they think it's going to be that. They're like,
yeah.
they're like, they'll be doing like city council speeches on stage. I'm like, well, it won't, I don't know if that would work.
I need to come to the next live show.
Oh yeah, we did open mics with Trevor.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
That was recently, right?
Just
we
coming
just like
up.
came up with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, because I
Lovely
saw a
guy.
flyer recently that what's his name? Mark
Hayes.
Hayes sent
Oh,
me.
that's tonight.
And I was like, dude, I really wanted to see Chad.
Yeah.
I've been a big fan for a long time.
Oh, thanks.
So yeah, all the Paul Walker thing was like, I was like, this guy understands me in my body.
But
Right.
you met Paul.
I did.
Yeah.
We talked about this before, but yeah, I met Paul before he passed. I think it was like a year before that.
Mm-hmm.
But I was dating this girl in Orange County, and her brother had gotten ill, and when we went down there, we went to the hospital, and it was only family members allowed inside, and Paul met with her and the family, and because they'd all been really close, and I don't want to go into too much detail because it's not
Yeah.
my story to tell, but
Yeah.
yeah, I met him, and he was like one of the nicest dudes ever.
Yeah.
Where you're like, holy shit, man, this guy's like super nice, super good looking, drives a cool car, not an asshole.
Dude.
Wow.
He seemed to have
The
a lot
man.
of gratitude
Yeah.
for what life had given him.
Yeah.
I feel like he pops even more in life as much as he did on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude. I mean, the thing that's crazy is like the way that I got like my number one song was through his last movie.
Really?
Yeah. Because Get Low was the theme song for, was it Fast 7?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was the one where he passed during that filming. So it was crazy that like there's that connection as well
Yeah.
of that happening through that.
So they
I don't
reached
know.
out to you and they're like, we're going to put you on the Fast 7 soundtrack.
Yeah, it was I think it's Universal.
Mm-hmm.
They were already like kind of like temped the song in, and they were like, do you have any other version of this song that's like cooler or something? Because it had been out for a year or something. And I was like, no, this is like as cool as it gets, I think.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know. I don't know if I can make it
Were,
cooler
were you
song.
insulted?
Yeah.
You were like, what do you mean cooler?
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, I have like a faster version.
Yeah.
So I gave it to her and she didn't use it. She ended up using the original, thank God.
Yeah.
But they were like, yeah, you're getting used in the trailer for. So it was in
Wow.
the trailer, and that's how the song blew up even more.
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. How did that feel? Like, how was it
Amazing. I mean, when they
crazy?
told me that, I was like, this is incredible. Like,
And then so you found out you had the number one song in the world?
or maybe it didn't go to number one. Actually, I'm sorry, I lied to you guys.
No, I didn't know.
I'm embarrassed.
No, whatever it went to, it was something.
It was like number 5.
Hey, we're right there.
It
We're
was like when
knocking on the
iTunes
door.
was around.
Dude,
I
that
could
was
look
the
it up.
best. When you could just go onto iTunes and see
Yeah.
what the top 10 songs were.
Yeah, exactly.
Just click
you
that
just
$1.
know easily instead of
Yeah.
being like, all right, is it on the Spotify charts or is it on the
Yeah.
viral charts? I don't know.
trust any of that stuff.
Yeah.
It was much more streamlined.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, that's how I fell in love with you guys was through that.
Oh, thanks, man.
Do you want to answer some listeners' cues?
Absolutely.
All right.
What up, dudes? I'm interrupting this podcast to let you know once again that we are brought to you by us. We got a show on Netflix, Chad and JT Go Deep. Check it out right now. Binge it, tell your friends. Spread the word of Stoke. We're also brought to you by us again. We are on tour. We're going to Seattle. We have 2 Seattle shows. We have New York coming up. Boston. The New York tickets are now available. Boston, we added the late show. We're going to Chicago, added a late show. Nashville. We're going to Atlanta. We're going to Salt Lake City, Denver. So get your tickets now at chandjt.com. Brought to you by the legends at Manscaped. Manscaped, thank you so much for keeping our trims peeled, for looking after our hawks, for making sure that our dinks are looking fresh and clean because it's fresh ball fall, and I want your dick looking like a pumpkin. I'm done talking about the orange part being your sack and the stem being your shaft, baby, because the Lawnmower 2.0 is going to take your pubes and just trim them right off, and then they're going to fall into a pube salad, and you're going to put Caesar on that and croutons, and you're going to be good to go. But that's all possible with the Lawnmower 2.0. No, 4.0. These guys are coming out with new models so fast, I don't even know where we're at. That's how innovative, that's how prolific they are about pubes. They also have the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer. That'll clean up your ear and nose hair trimmer. You'll see on this podcast that we talk about ear and nose hairs, and it can really fuck you up. So get on that now. Get the performance package. All that good shit. Go to manscaped.com. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code GODEEP. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. When you use code GODEEP. Manscaped, clear out the leaves. It's your tree trunks. Time to shine. All right. Let's get back to the show. I went to college briefly with Elenium.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It was 2005 or it got to number 5?
Yeah.
Whoa.
On dance.
Which is my favorite number.
Dude, good correction, too.
Yeah.
You figured it out fast.
I was embarrassed and I needed
One.
to scramble in my brain.
Number 1 in Australia. So
Number 1 in
that
Australia?
accent.
All right, perfect.
So I lived in a garage my sophomore year,
Oh, wow.
and Elenium, I think his name's Nick,
Yeah, Nick.
because he was I went to Santa Clara University.
Mhm.
He was there for like a semester or something, but he just like appeared in our garage, and we're like, who is this dude? And he like partied with us for like a few weeks,
Uh-huh.
and they stayed with my buddy Mason, and then he just disappeared, and he became Elenium, and we're like, like 5 or 6 years later,
Dude, out of the ashes.
dude, yeah, we're like, who was that dude and where did he go? He like came into our lives and then he just like left.
He disappeared and became the
And
biggest
then
DJ in the world.
Yeah, it became Millennium, and then everyone's like, "Do you know the Nick's Millennium?" I was like, "What?" And then people started wearing like Millennium shirts. I'm like, "This is crazy."
Was
Yeah.
he drinking at the time? No.
Yeah, I think-
Yeah,
yeah,
or
he
yeah,
was.
because that's how old are you?
31?
31. How old are you?
34.
Okay, 34. I'm turning 35 next week.
Oh,
Whoa,
oh,
we're all on the
congrats.
same age.
How do you
Happy
feel?
birthday!
Thank you, man.
How long you been dating your lady?
For like a year and a half now.
Nice.
But I've known her for a really long time, and she's the best.
Were
Like,
you always into her, or was it?
Yeah, I told her like when I first met her 10 years ago, I was like, I hope I get to date this girl at one time,
Right.
and it just didn't work out then. But it was like for good reason, because we were both shitty people back then, and our relationship like would have fizzled out.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's moving in soon, and yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Have you lived with
congrats.
Have you lived with a gal before?
I have, and like, I think right when I got my first place, this girl moved in with me, and then I was like, holy shit, this sucks.
Dude, my girl just moved in, but it's been great.
Well, I mean, I think when you're 23, I think that's
Right, yeah,
like,
yeah.
I didn't understand what I was getting myself into.
Yeah.
And then now that I mean, she's already been basically living at my house.
Yeah.
So, or soon to be our house,
Yeah.
you know?
No, I
Thanks, man. I needed that.
yeah. No, because I like when she's like moving out. I was like nervous because
Yeah.
because I feel like it can go either way, where it can be like really great or like really suck.
Yeah.
And it's been like amazing, which has been great. But
That's awesome.
It's like that's such a good feeling when they move in and you're like, this is like even better than when we did live
Oh,
together.
dude, it's amazing. I'm so happy. I mean,
Yeah.
we were already like through the whole year, we've been with each other pretty much every single day.
Yeah.
Like she came on tour with me the last tour that I did in Europe.
Oh, fun.
And then, I mean, honestly, I think we've had maybe a month away from each other,
Yeah.
like accumulatively of days.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
That's nice.
it's
You
like,
guys
all
are
right, this is
attached.
like, yeah,
In a
Yeah.
good way.
it's like great, so easy to bring around. I hope I'm the same for her.
For sure.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Is she
I
in,
hope so.
You're
Is
sweet,
she in the
dude. I think-
biz?
Yeah.
is she in music as well?
No, she does hair. So she works on the show called Good Trouble, and then what's it called? And she's done a bunch of other shows, and then she has clients that she'll do hair for.
Did she do your hair?
Yeah,
Haircut looks good.
thanks. I actually need to get it cut again because it's like I started taking finasteride.
I'm on it, bro.
You're on
Been on it
finasteride?
for years.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I was gonna lose it. Like
Okay,
the
yeah.
moment I saw it starting to go, I was very preemptive about it. Like
Yeah.
the moment I saw this
That
part
going back?
backwards, I was like, no shot. dude.
Yep. That's so funny. My dad was like, because I do the blood test with him, and he was like, "Yo, your DHT's too high." And I was like, "What does that mean?" Just like give me whatever I have to take. And he's like, "All right, cool. I'm giving you these. They're called finnies." And I'm like, "What are finnies?" Finestarides. And I was like, "All right. What do? They block your DHT from going too elevated." And so now I'm at 30 for my DHT.
And I haven't had
So-
any side effects from it. Some people say your dong starts to feel like a rubber attachment. I'm glad to say I still feel very at one with my dong.
Wait, is that true?
Yeah.
Holy shit! I'm glad I haven't had that one either.
And then it they say it could make it harder to make a baby. But so I have some friends who are on it who get off of it when they get into that
Oh, okay. When that in that
when they
mode of
want
their
to do
life,
that. But then I just Googled it the other day and they're like, nah, dude, like
you're not right.
DHT doesn't really affect that. It's if there is a difference, it's like fractional and
Okay.
you still gotta be careful.
But yeah, I mean, my hair's been growing back so fast now because of it.
Looks great, dude.
Thank you.
Robust.
I need to take that blood test because a lot of people have been commenting.
Dude.
They're like, dude, you're receding. But this has been my hairline
Forever.
since high school.
Then yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if it's everyone's
Dude,
commenting that.
I got you. Going to my dad,
Yeah,
I'll set you up.
Dude, yeah, I want to take that test
I
because
got you.
I'm picking up my script today for 1 month more.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I love it.
And if my DHT is not high,
Dude, we're going to go hang out in LA, just take our finesse rides together, drinking espresso.
Dude,
Otherwise known as the fucking dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds nice. Once you're 35, that's kind of the peak. hang.
People don't understand unless they're in their 30s. Like, taking finesse ride and drinking espresso is heaven.
dude,
All right?
You got all your
Drinking
bases
a good
covered.
Shit melts in your mouth.
You got energy and you got hair. It's like,
Yeah,
what
I
else
want to
do you
get there,
need?
dude. I have 4 years.
Dude, don't worry. You'll be there soon.
Dude.
You're on your way, bro.
If my DHT's at normal levels, though, I'm gonna screenshot and send it to all you fuckers.
Yeah, you should. But yeah, being 30, 30s are interesting. Things do start like hurting more.
Oh yeah,
I'm getting a lot of ear hair that she's got to pluck out for me.
Mm.
That was interesting. I never believed that. My first lawyer that I had, he was turning like 40 when he was still working with me. We're still good friends, but he was like, "Man, Dylan, getting older is pretty fucking whack." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, you got to shake more than once. That's for sure."
Yeah, you're leaking all the time. You're just leaking fluid.
Yo, it's true. You got to shake more than once now.
Yeah.
Like I'm shaking a little bit more than I used to.
My
Oh,
tubes are
interesting.
just
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
I
don't.
could-
It's not like a stop motion anymore. It's kind of just like a
Whoa.
little bit of dribble.
I like dribbling in my pants a little bit, but it feels primal. Like for real. I'm like, yeah, nice, good.
Just get a little moisture down there
Yeah, just a
going,
little
Yeah.
piss.
and then yeah, he was like ear hair. He's like, watch out, it comes. Like even if you
Interesting.
think it's not
You
gonna
gotta
leave
watch
you.
out for that
Yeah.
too. You know, when people don't take care of that stuff, like I might have some nose hairs right now, but I'm pretty good at.
I'm pretty
Being
good now
mindful of
too,
them.
because dude, mine will start going crazy, and I'll be like, what the fuck am I doing?
And then I had friends who had them in high school, and they just wouldn't like
Oh,
pull them
man.
out. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Like you look
The
ridiculous.
people that are already 40 in high school.
yeah, the best.
Dude, you know what's good for that is the weed whacker or nose hair trimmer
Oh,
from
yeah?
Manscaped. Yeah.
I actually
Well,
have one of these.
that's for the that's for the
I have these for
yours.
the downstairs
Dude,
mix
use
up.
the lawnmower.
Yeah. But yeah, I also use this one when I'm feeling down.
Dude, you're hawking that well.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean hawking? Like
Sorry.
when I'm hawking into my nose and using the incredible weed whacker
Yeah.
that's made by Manscaped?
You got it. That's how you do it. You guys want to answer some cues?
Yeah.
All right, boyfriend won't drill. Sup, Chad and JT. First, I just want to say I'm so happy for the both of you and your Netflix show. I'm stoked that your dank and wholesome messages are now reaching a wider audience. Here's my sitch. My boyfriend and I have had numerous conversations about the fact that we have different libidos. We don't have sex as often as we used to, and a big part of that is that my birth control has me all fucked up. He doesn't try to guilt me or make me feel bad, but here's the thing. He won't jerk off. And every time he tries to communicate to me that he isn't fully satisfied, I feel a twinge of bitterness. Because if he would just jerk off, I feel like this wouldn't be an issue. He says that he doesn't jerk off because it would only make him hornier and would make him frustrated. And he doesn't want to take it out on me. Is this a thing? I just need some male perspective. We still have sex 1 to 2 times per week, which I feel is a lot considering we are both full-time students and have jobs. But I just saw a thing on Instagram that said a man needs 1 orgasm a day to maintain a healthy prostate. So now, in addition to feeling guilty that he's not nutting, I'm also worried about his prostate. Please advise.
No.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
So
about his prostate.
yeah, don't worry about his prostate for sure.
Yeah.
You don't need a nut every day. I mean, actually, that's like a really good thing to like. That's like it's in
Retain.
sports. Yeah, you retain your seed
Yeah.
for sports, or if you need to do well in like boxing matches or on school tests or anything like that.
Little retention.
It sounds like they need to get like sex sounds like a chore for them right now.
Right.
Yeah.
You need to make sure it doesn't feel like a chore.
And there's a lot of in-between.
Yeah.
There's a lot of in-between no sex and sex. There's a lot of things you can do it doesn't all have to be his way or no way.
Yeah.
I think you guys could find a healthy middle ground with something that works for both of you. Because she clearly cares about the guy a lot.
Yeah.
And it sounds like he cares about her a lot too. I do understand that thing too, where sometimes I'm better about it now, but in the past I'd be like frustrated that my girlfriend didn't want to have sex, and then I just wouldn't go beat off. Like I'd want to stay frustrated, or I felt like if I retained it at some point I would convince her.
Yeah.
I remember I went on a trip to like Joshua Tree with an old girlfriend, and I was so horny that weekend, and she was like, "Hey babe, I don't think I want to have sex this weekend." And I just didn't jack off, and we ended up like, I was testy. And then my dad was like, "Why don't you just go beat off?" And I'm like, "That's genius."
You always got to beat off.
But sometimes when you have that you want to like hold on to like the tension almost. You're like, I want to be angry now that I'm horny. But that you can't do that. Now it's like
Being angry and
Yeah.
horny is bad.
that's you at your worst. You're so reactive.
Yeah.
And then I think, I don't know, couldn't they like just kiss while he beats off or something
Yeah.
like that? Just
I
make
mean,
it a
she
li-
could beat him off too.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want her to do something that she's not feeling, but
I mean, if she's
Yeah.
not feeling that and they're in a relationship, I don't know if it's really going to last.
that's right, right?
Like, nothing's better than a good old handy.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Yeah. Taking out the spit or lube. Doesn't matter.
Dude.
Using a hand.
Nice.
Yeah, you add that to
That's
the
it.
1 or 2 times a week. Hey, those
And
are
if like
good
you're
numbers.
scared of like what's, making a mess, just put a towel down.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah. And he can bust on his chest. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never been afraid of that.
Every dude loves his own load.
Yeah.
You know.
For
I love to just
sure.
make a hot, thick load and just,
Look at what I did.
Yeah, look what I did.
Babe, look
Like,
what I did.
Whoa!
Babe, do you know I could do that? Are you
Yeah.
impressed?
Are you impressed?
They're never as impressed as you are with
Do you love me
yourself.
more now?
You're always like,
Yeah.
look at what I did. They're like, a big deal. You're like, well, it's amazing. It's actually amazing.
dude, my girlfriend actually said
You
to
don't
me-
understand. This is a lot.
This is amazing.
she actually said to me the other day, she's like, nice load. And I was like, thank you so much.
That's a
Damn,
nice
that's a good compliment.
Right?
One of the
Yeah.
best.
The hot, thick load. But also, for the retaining stuff, she should change her mindset. She's motivating him. He's probably out there crushing it.
Yeah.
If he's retaining his seed and he's releasing it a couple times, he's probably out there getting shit done.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
If you're not having sex, you're going out there and you're really
He's
doing
achieving.
it.
You're staying
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think she should be like, she should be stoked. Sit down and
Yeah.
talk to him and be like, you know what? I'm really proud of you for retaining.
Yeah.
And like, when I feel right, let's make this like not a chore. And
Yeah.
I want to do it. I want to make you feel good.
And
Yeah.
honestly, nothing makes a girl hornier than not putting pressure on her to have
Yeah.
sex. Like if she's like, if you're like coming a little horny and she's like, babe, I don't feel like it tonight. You're like, and you can get to a place of acceptance quickly and just be like, oh, babe, No worries.
Cool. I'm gonna go playing some League, and just hit me up when you're ready.
You'd be surprised like how often they'll be like, oh no, we can actually have sex now. And then you're like, oh god. It's always something counterintuitive.
Yeah.
All right, Dank Wife's approval. Brothers of Stoke and Activism. Greetings from your fellow student of Stoke. Good tidings to you. Before my question, I want to let you know you've added to your conversion rate with the Netflix show. My wife, who is not typically a schmoll, had a hard time getting into the podcast, but after seeing your bro's incredible journey of tribulation brodom, she has seen the light. She's been quoting you Stoic lords around the casa, and I've never been happier. Thanks. Oh, so sweet. Anyways, here's the question. My wife won't let me trim a mohawk into our 1.5-year-old's dome. Is that unchilliver or reasonable? We'll let you bros decide. If she denies the judgment of the council, should I just carve in some serious flow and ask for forgiveness afterwards? Any guidance would be greatly appreciated. Late Cash Monday.
I think it's, do you want this kid to be badass or not?
Yeah. That's a good question
For sure.
to ask her.
Yeah.
Put it on her.
Yeah, you want him to be just like a little bitch ass kid?
Yeah. Or do you want him to really like troll the playground and like just
Yeah, do you
have
want like
power?
a Khal Drago kid?
Yeah.
Who's just going to
Yeah.
mount his horse and then conquer the earth.
Yeah. Some kid makes a sandcastle, he just steps in it.
Yeah.
I would also say, too,
But ask before. Just
Ask-
politely.
Right.
He's like a polite punk.
Dude.
the best kind.
Yeah. Can I step on this sandcastle? It's just for my thing. You can see the hair.
Oh, of course. Thank you for
And then,
asking.
and then he steps on it.
You can see the hair.
Yeah. It's kind of just my thing.
My parents have designated this.
Yeah, I think that's the best route. And then also, dude, I think a big part of all these things in every part of life is just knowing when to fight and not to fight. You got to
Yes.
save your fights a little bit. So maybe you give her this one and then she lets you give him a tattoo when he's 3. And you're like, hey, I let it slide on the mohawk,
Yeah.
but he is getting barbed wire across his torso.
I agree. That's a way better fight to
Yeah, save
To
him
get
for the
into.
And then you got credibility. Because
Yeah.
she's like, he doesn't always push back. He let him have,
Yeah.
the Cristiano Ronaldo haircut I wanted instead, which is the worst haircut.
Yeah.
Did you ever have that haircut?
No.
You never went short on the side, spiky on top?
No.
Have you had long hair before?
I used to have my mom wanted me to be a girl.
Oh,
Yeah.
like Ernest Hemingway's mom.
Yeah. Well, like not like oh, I hope you're a girl.
She didn't dress
It was
you like a
like
girl and stuff
it was
like
like,
that?
oh, she was bummed because she wanted my brother and then to have a daughter. So it's like, just like good and
Little
equal.
balance.
But yeah, I came out and then she just never cut my hair. I had like these like crazy curls. I had good long hair, but I definitely looked like a girl.
Nice.
Yeah. It was cool.
That is cool.
I'll try to show you guys pictures. Like it was good flow.
We'll listen to
Nice.
that song,
Yes.
and then we'll look at the photos at the same
Yeah.
time. And the song is called Modern Girl.
Wow. Dude, a lot of stuff is just connecting today.
Yeah, good synergy. Sup, bros? My name is Titus Corn Pop, and I got a question that's
Oh.
been making my stoke pretty questionable. So I've been dating this chick for a year now, and she's great, and I love her. I know this is going to sound shallow and not PC, but I've started to notice that she's been getting a little poundage, and I don't know how to go about telling her that I don't want her to get big. I really like this girl, but if my dink isn't attracted to her, I don't know what to do. If you could shed some light on my situation, that would help for sure. Let me know. Also, I've watched the Netflix show. I have watched the Netflix show yet, but me and my we have. I guess he hasn't watched it yet, but me and the boys are planning a watch party. Nice, dude. Thank you. Dude, I gotta say, man, if you've noticed she's put on weight, she's definitely noticed.
Yeah.
People are pretty aware of that stuff. So I would tread
Tread lightly.
dude.
Very lightly.
This is like the laser grid and entrapment that you're trying to get through. And I don't know. Is there an answer to this?
No, I don't have a good answer. I'm also like not I would be fine
You like
with
it.
it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, girls put on weight in their bums
everyone
most of
fluctuates.
the time.
I fluctuated.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a great answer. I think you just have to have faith.
Yeah.
Just have faith, brother. And then just see if you'll still get hard, dude.
Definitely.
You just think about some weird shit in your brain and say something kind of crazy, and before you know it, you'll be popping like nothing happened. It's not what you demand from life. It's what life demands from you, man. You just got to find a way. That's what's so great about the brain. There's so many ways to get horny.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Think about one of those old classic ones you used to look at.
Yeah.
Man, I remember the good old Penthouse ones.
Yeah.
Belladonna.
Dude, oh my God. My brother and I used to keep them up above these like light fixtures in our bathroom because we shared the room and the magazines.
Mm-hmm.
Not a cool thing to share magazines though.
That's
Because,
sticky.
yeah,
Cause
Come back to load.
They get
Yeah.
sticky.
Load gets on him.
so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not cool when your brother says that you have a huge load.
No.
It's not.
No.
Okay.
You ruined the paper, dude, with your huge load.
You're like,
Yeah.
say it again.
Yeah. I fucking did.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even notice your load.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to say, magazines were not the easiest thing to use. For,
No.
Like, the computer is so much more.
It's so much better.
You're seated there.
Yeah.
You put your landing down.
Yep.
A magazine, it was always kind of cumbersome.
Yeah. And you don't even, like, it's kind of hard to, like, sit and then also have it laying down and doing that because you kind of have to, like, you're kind of bent over.
Right.
Mhm.
So, like, if I was ever doing it when I was younger, I would always be, like, you know, kind of in, like, what is it? That yoga position.
Downward
Baby?
dog.
Downward baby dog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
downward dog.
Downward dog. That's what
Oh,
it
you
is.
do downward dog?
Child's pose.
Child's pose. That's
Child's
what it is.
pose. Aaron,
That's what it is.
you've been
He's
so
on it
locked
today.
in, man.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
So you be in child's pose.
Nice.
That's what
Have
you know. That's an easier way, but then that's how you fuck up the papers.
Or you get
Right.
a drafting table.
Yeah.
Have you been caught doodling your noodle?
on a music conductor stand.
Yeah. Have you been caught doodling your noodle?
Yeah, I did. I got caught by my dad.
How'd
Oh,
that go?
nice.
It was so funny. The only reason it's funny is like it was embarrassing as fuck, but
Right.
it was so funny because I had come back from Coachella. This is before I was playing any shows there or anything like that. And I hear the door open. I thought I had locked it. I hear the door open, like fucking, you know, I was out, you know, you do like the gym shorts, so it's like you can like
You
kind of
tug
be
them to
out
the
of
side.
the underwear and the side.
Classic.
And immediately like this, and I'm like, what are you doing in here?
You have to yell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, wow, guess there wasn't enough girls at Coachella. And he stood there for a second, let it sit in, and then just closed the door.
He burned you.
He
dude.
burned me so bad.
And he made you sit in it.
Yo,
he made
yeah.
you sit in the tent. Your dad sounds like a cool guy.
Dude, he's cool. Way cooler than me.
That is cool.
It fucked me up.
That
I was
was-
like, dude, what a burn.
That was some alternative medicine right there.
Right there.
I got one time. I was watching. I've had problems with masturbation, doing it too much, and I probably got too comfortable with it in my youth. And I was watching. I've probably told this story before, but we were watching Monday Night Football. It was me, my brother, and my dad on the couch. It's like Steelers Jags. We're just watching, and then I got like we'd just walk around in our boxers in my house. I just rub my dick a little bit, no big deal. Maybe rub it twice. Totally lose sight of what I'm doing. And then I just hear my dad turn and look, and he goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I look down, and I was masturbating. And then I did what you did. I just yelled at him. I was like, "Nothing. Shut the fuck up, bitch." And my dad was like, "Jesus Christ." And then I turned to my brother, who's like always like my champion and has my back. And I look at my brother, and he's like, "Whoa." He's like, "What is going on?" I was so humiliated. Yeah.
Have you ever been caught?
Oh yeah. I went to a boarding school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was in dorm and
Wait, why did you have to go to boarding school?
all my siblings went.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
my parents,
I was spoiled.
They
they tried to do it
threaten
to
it.
me for like, you know,
Yeah.
Bad
if you don't
behavior.
shape up, yeah.
No, it wasn't because I was a bad kid. I was
Oh,
spoiled,
okay.
unfortunately. But no, like, dude, we got so comfortable with each other that like people would walk in and you just keep going. You'd be like, "Get out."
really?
Yeah.
It's all dudes.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Although it was funny, you know, I'd catch kids and I'd prop the door open with a trash can. Just, dude, there's one kid, Harrison, like was running at me. He's like, no. His boner just coming out. I remember one time I was at
Yeah, someone
home.
running at you with a swaying boner.
Dude.
You're like, you just put your.
Yeah, you just fucking
You're like,
just kick
Get
it.
it out of here,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Disarm yourself.
So we I remember one time I was at my house though, and we had like a back door, and our buddies walked in through our back door, and I was watching Backroom Casting Couch.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
classic.
great,
Yeah,
great one.
nice anal scene, and they just knock on the window, just. And then they come in, and I still like it was so clear that what I was doing.
Yeah.
I'm like, "What's up, dudes?" Just like shut the laptop. It was so awkward. And they're like, "Hey."
There's I want to know someone that's like played it off so well that they've made the other person feel awkward for coming in on
We've
them.
talked about that. If you could sit in the pocket and just be cool, you could flip the power dynamic quick. If you're just like,
be crazy,
what's
right?
up, dude?
Yeah, this dude John at my boarding school. I came in one time and he was just like, "Get out."
Yeah, but I like what you're saying. Like, you're just like, "Oh yeah, is this about the lawnmower?"
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Oh
right.
yeah. No, I'll
Like,
get to it after this.
Yeah, I'll be
In
out in a
conversation,
minute, dude. I'm a little
okay.
busy,
Yeah.
and then just throw him a wink.
Yeah, throw them a wink and you just get back to it and you're like, "Are you gonna stay or do I need to? What are we doing here?"
And they'd be like, "Dude, Dylan's the fucking man, dude. I caught him
That'd be
masturbating,
yeah.
and he didn't flinch.
Didn't flinch. Immediately already knew what I was gonna come in and talk about too somehow.
He's so present.
Yeah.
The guy, he's just operating at a very high level." All right, you ready for the next part? Are you prepared?
ready.
Okay, cool.
I didn't prepare.
Oh,
it's on the
good.
spot. I sort of prepared.
Well, we'll let you go last then, so you can.
Okay.
Chad, who's your beef of the week?
My beef of the week is economic experts. They just love to be right, dude.
Yeah.
They're just like, this
A lot of
next couple of
ego.
years are gonna be rough. You know, there's gonna be a huge downturn. This is like the Great Recession. And you're like, shut the fuck up. You know, they're just Debbie Downers. Does anyone even know what the economy is? I don't.
I don't
Does
know
it
what
even
it is.
exist?
Not really.
I think they're just professional bummers. They just come in, they're like, "Oh, it's gonna be depression." And you're like, "You're just a nerd. Shut up."
Already got depression, man.
And dude, they yeah, dude. And dude, they always like to be like, "I'm the guy who called the Great Recession of 2008," and you're just like, "All right."
If you
great.
called it, why did it happen?
Yeah.
And
It's
does
like-
anyone like the "I called it" guy?
No.
That's like, "I told you so." You're
Yeah.
like, all right, dude. Well, the mistake was made.
Yeah, so I just find a different job. Quit.
Or at least be more vocal
Yeah.
so that it doesn't happen.
Yeah, right. Be more sort of like, you know what? I think it's gonna be okay.
They're
Look
all
at
a
the
bunch
dollars.
of Basquiat.
Yo, I called it was going to be a good time.
Yeah. He's like, guys, the dollar, I think it's gonna be good. Gas prices are going down, dude. I like that guy.
I want that guy.
Yeah, that's my economic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Sorry, no go, baby.
Nah, nothing.
My beef of the week is just getting ambushed by a perverted Uber driver. Not physically, but just with his stories of his perversion. We're just driving. It's all good. He's like, "Oh, you live by the Grove?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I used to bring a lot of dates there." I'm like, "Me too." And then from there, he just went into sordid tales
no.
of some real unchill mischief. And then I'm like, "Dude, I don't even know you, dog." Maybe it was on me, but I don't know. He was just a weird guy. And then afterwards, you're like, do I review him 1 star? But he knows where I live? Like, I was just like, I think you shouldn't tell anyone anything perverted for 3 hangs.
Yeah.
It's got to be on the 4th hang.
That's a good call.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was taken aback a little bit. And he didn't
Especially for an Uber driver, too, just to be that comfortable with you.
And he didn't seem like the type. He was like, I guess no one does, but he was like really nerdy and sweet. And then it just like,
Incel rage.
and he didn't know his perversions were perverted. He thought they were like charming and lighthearted.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is a different vibe, dude.
Yeah.
Who's your beef of the week?
My beef of the week is Eli Roth.
Oh,
Yeah.
former guest of the pod.
Really?
Yeah, but let her
I
rip.
would love to fight him.
Dude.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't. No, but I really hate his movie Green Inferno.
Oh, dude, I watched that
Right
too.
when you sent me that, I was like, okay, I can finally bring up this beef I've had with him.
Yeah.
Go.
He just seems really serious. Is he a really serious guy? Or is he fun? I don't know.
He's kind of both.
Yeah.
He's a little pompous.
See, he seems like he would be.
He loves Hollywood.
He loves Hollywood. Okay, that's not my vibe.
I asked him once because I got this sense from him. We were playing in a softball game with him, and I said, I don't know why I got this vibe, but I said, you ever think about being a model? And he said, yeah, of course.
Oh my god. Yo, that's crazy when you're that like. Then you're that. I don't know what the word is. Just like you're already so sure about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if someone said it to me, I'd be like, no, what?
Right.
I could.
I could just
Thank
tell by
you.
the way he was standing, and he looks great. Like
Yeah.
he's handsome, but
He's
yeah.
definitely a handsome dude. He's definitely a handsome dude. But yeah.
But what's the beef with
my
Inferno?
beef is Green Inferno like was just absolute. Like I didn't need to see all those people die in those ways with those cannibals. It was dark. It's fucked up. Like it's just like not even a fun thing to watch.
I mean, he's the originator of like
Torture
torture porn.
Yeah,
That's
which
like-
which makes me angry because I don't like torture porn either. Which is
Nah.
like the Saw stuff. Like the Saw one, I feel like was like a really good idea, and then all of a sudden it was like, all right, guys, how many cool ways can we make people die? Which
Yeah.
I don't know. Final Destination.
No,
I do like Final Destination 2, but Hostel 2 fucked me up, and then Green
Yeah.
Inferno, I watched that for a
Is
prepare for the
Hostel 2 where they
podcast.
cut off his dick with the clippers, or is that Hostel 1?
I can't remember, but I just remember like the hot girl, and he has like a saw,
Uh-huh.
and he accidentally like cuts her face.
Oh,
with it.
dude, see,
And
fuck, why?
Yeah, and I was like, and she's so like cute too. I was like, oh,
It's
it's brutal. And
He knows.
dude, Green Inferno,
Dude.
like, when he pops the eyeball out,
yo, that one, man, it
cuts
like,
the tongue off.
dude, it's making my body parts go
Yeah,
inside.
sorry,
No, it's cool.
dude,
Same.
but yeah, that's
my beef.
When I watched it, I was like, yeah, I saw the reaction. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, yes.
Why'd you do this?
But I watched the whole thing by accident.
yeah,
It was a complete accident
yeah.
you just have to.
because I had an opportunity to stop it and I
Yeah.
didn't.
Dude, I know, man.
But yeah, that's my beef. So
It's good beef.
thanks.
Chad, who's your babe of the week?
My babe of the week is Adam Sandler.
Great, babe.
He went up at we were at the Improv last night. He went up at the Lab,
Wow.
and like we watch stand up all the time. We never, it's like when you watch comedy a lot, it does it's a lot to like make you laugh.
Yeah.
At like stand up because you just see it. But I was like dying laughing. Like I haven't laughed that hard at stand up in years.
Oh, that's amazing.
And you just watch him up there, and he's just such a master. He's just so I love him too. He has such like a good sort of like self-aware thing going on, where he's just like, I don't know, like his whole thing of just like you can tell he just loves comedy,
Yeah.
and he's just very sort of like humble, and he just loves telling jokes. And he's just making people in the audience, like this one old guy was laughing so hard that it was just like he couldn't control it. And it's just such like it was like the best thing I've ever seen. You know?
Yeah.
And he like pointed out, he's like, "That's nice, sir." And the guy's just like laughing so hard. And he's just like, his stand-up is so like whimsical. He just tells these stories that he just like made up, but they're just like, there's probably kernels of truth, but he just goes into this really like whimsical territory about it's just like, I don't know, it's just so fun and goofy.
And there's no one else who has his style.
You're making
me
both
wish
of
I
his,
saw him.
His stage
Yeah.
presence is like very unassuming,
Yeah.
very humble.
Yeah.
And then those fake stories that he makes up,
Yeah.
they always feel like kind of right and true in a way, but they're
Yeah.
all just made up. It's like pure creativity.
Yeah.
He is still one of my favorites. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I still feel like Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2 is like so funny because it feels like, I don't know how many people like that in the world, but like it feels like you're watching a group of guys that have all been friends forever.
Yeah.
Like whoever wrote it, it comes through as, and I don't know if they were all ad-libbing on the day, but it looks as if those dudes have just been saying jokes to each other forever.
Yeah, we might. I've been asking myself this too. Like, would you rather be Ben Stiller or Adam Sandler?
Adam Sandler. Oh fuck, but Ben Stiller is so good too.
Like, I think Ben Stiller's like a little more artsy, especially now. But he
Yeah.
seems like he's very hard on himself, and maybe he doesn't enjoy it as much as Adam Sandler, who just seems like he's known who he is the whole time. He's
He's got
written.
he's got his crew of friends,
Mm-hmm.
and they're in every movie, and like it's like, dude, Little Nicky still. I rewatched
Oh,
I
dude.
rewatched that, and it is one of the best movies still.
The boobs on the head?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, and Ronnie Dangerfield, I'm like, Tithead, get over here.
And people just love him.
Dude, it's so good. It's so good.
Dude,
Yeah.
Big Daddy. I fucking love Big Daddy.
Big Daddy's so good.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't even.
Happy Gilmore,
Yeah, I mean, Bill Madison, happy.
Mr. Lady fucking gets the.
Oh.
It's so good. Sorry.
No, it's
I'm
great.
ruining your
No,
love.
I was gonna be a stick in the mud because I was like, I don't really like any of his movies, but I like Adam Sandler. I think that's what's powerful about him. Is like, I'm just glad he stuck to who he
I really
was the whole
appreciate
time.
that you're not that you don't that you're saying that
Oh, really?
It sticks back to our, our what's it called? Our art talk earlier.
I love Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison, but yeah, like Big Daddy and Little Nicky, I was always like, or Mr. Deeds.
Yeah.
I'll do like Q&As on Instagram, and everyone asks me questions about Adam Sandler. I don't know if there's anyone more
Wow.
beloved than he is.
Yeah.
He might be the most beloved man in America.
I think also everyone just loves how like he seems like he's just such a normal dude, and then the fact that he just wears, like
T-shirt
Nike,
and basketball
t-shirt and
shorts.
basketball shorts.
Yeah. And
Which is the most comfortable attire
ever
possible.
Yeah.
Last night he was wearing like a Hawaiian with like the collar was like kind of half popped, half not. And
I mean, he's just a good dude. He's been married to the same woman.
His wife was, I think I saw his wife at the bar, and she was just laughing, watching, and she
Yeah.
looked equally joyful.
I mean,
Yeah.
they seem like they have an incredible relationship because, like, in an alternate reality, it could have been horrible where like Adam Sandler's doing all these movies because she's always kind of not the main character, and she's always like a side
Peripheral
character,
person.
peripheral, some girl that's just like sort of acting in there and then is gone for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
And it could have been like, babe, why am I not like the love interest in every one of your movies?
Mm-hmm.
And it hasn't been that. So I think that they have like I don't
Trust
know.
and understanding.
Yeah, trust and understanding, and like an incredible relationship, and it looks like he just still is having fun in
Yeah.
comedy.
Beast.
I think that's the goal, right? It's just,
Yeah.
You just want to be having fun.
You want to be inspired and having fun as long as possible.
Yeah.
Dude, my baby of the week is running into friends in other cities. I think there's something about... I was in New York, and I went to the Stand, and I just ran into some comics that I know, but we're not like super chummy. But all of us running into each other in New York, it was like just a fast track to us like bonding. Like we were all just like, dude. And I had that when I was in Austin for Moon Tower Comedy Festival. Like, it's just, I don't know, there's something about, it's almost like when you go to camp, the
Yeah.
friendships just get accelerated.
Yep.
Or we used to do this religious retreat in high school, and everybody would just bond. Once you get out of your home base, everybody kind of lets their guard down. And I don't know, it's just it's the best way to hang out with people you're sort of friends with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
You must have that a lot, right?
Yeah. I mean, it happens every now and then, but it'll be really cool when like you'll land somewhere and someone will be like, "Wait, I heard you're in town for this." I'm like, "Wait, you're in town for this too?" Oh my God, let's go. Well, actually, this happened recently, and my mind was blown. So do you know who Mark Rebier is?
Yeah, of course.
It's hilarious.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
I did his like Twitch show a while ago, and then I hadn't seen him since. But we've been talking about trying to make music, and he's been touring like crazy. So I landed in Vegas, and he texted me, and he's like, "Hey, I heard you're in town. I saw like your face because I have a residency over there." And I was like, "Oh my God, where are you?" And he's like, "I'm downstairs in the Wynn at Encore." And I was like, "I'm coming down right now." I come downstairs. And I'm like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm playing Life is Beautiful tomorrow, but I came in early from London to get some sleep, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Well, this is amazing. Let me show you around the lobby." So I showed him around the lobby.
Yeah.
And as we're going around, and I'm like, "Well, I got to go." I forgot what I was doing. But I was like, "I got to go do blah, blah, blah." And he's like, "Okay, cool." And as we're walking back, he's walking me back to my room. I see my friend Christian, who goes by Jameson. He's like an R&B singer, but I hadn't seen him for, I swear, I think 15 years. And him and I used to make music every day. Like, it was before my project ever broke. I toured with him. He had this big song, and we got put on like direct support for Backstreet Boys. So we did a whole tour with the Backstreet
That's
Boys.
awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, and I would open up 5 minutes before Christian, and then Christian would come on and do like 15 minutes, and then the Backstreet Boys would go on.
That's awesome.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, when I saw him, I was like so mind blown. And we're actually getting in the studio this Saturday, but it was like that, we're like
Just that accidental
instant bond
meetup.
happened again. It was like, "Wait, you're here? I'm here. I haven't seen you in 15 years." So
That's so
I completely, the babe that's a great babe.
nice. Who's your babe of the week?
You guys are my babes of the week.
Oh,
No,
dude.
Yeah.
dude,
You're
come
smart.
on.
I have to.
That's nice.
I mean, when I saw the show, I don't know why. I feel like I'd been following one of you guys. Maybe it was you, but I'd seen a bunch of the. I feel like I follow the podcast on TikTok, because my favorite one that I've seen from the podcast was when you guys were talking about investment, and you were talking about investing in Bear Flag, which is one of the best places
pokey
ever.
ever.
And
Except for Sweetfin.
I would do that too. Yeah. Sweetfin's great too. It's really good. We should get some after this. But yeah. So anyways, it was really cool when you guys reached out because I was like, holy shit, you know, I didn't expect that to happen, and it's just such an honor to be on. I think you guys are so fucking.
Oh,
funny.
dude, that's
thanks,
too
just
kind.
the coolest guy.
I gotta
so.
say, man, you're really easy to talk to. You're
Oh,
like
thanks.
a very present and approachable guy. I almost said that
Thank
like
you.
an accusation. I was like, listen, dude,
You're too present and appropriate, and it's
Yeah.
pissing me off.
it's nice, dude. Yeah, it's upsetting me, but I like it. It's cool.
The feeling's mutual. I mean, I saw when you followed me, I was like, oh fuck, like, yeah, and because I've been listening to your stuff and I've known you about you for like must be like 5 years.
Oh, nice.
Something like that. I mean, I've always, but then like I was with Mark Hayes and you like texted him.
Oh, yeah.
I was with him. And so I was like, maybe do the pod. Like we, you know.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's
Dude,
an honor
anytime
to
you guys
have
want me on, I'll come on.
Dude,
Yeah,
we're gonna have you
dude.
back, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime you need a guest, I'm here.
Dude.
We
And-
do
and-
drafts. We draft our favorite things. I think you'd be good at drafting.
Yeah. What drafting? What do you mean?
Like we'll draft like our favorite like appetizers.
Oh,
or
yeah,
we'll
that
draft
sounds good.
Our favorite like action movies.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like you got a good library in your dome.
I do. I could do good on that.
Yeah.
I could do well.
There it is.
There it is. Right.
My dad would be stoked.
You guys know Zedithin too?
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
Sweet guy.
guy.
Yeah. I don't know why he dropped the Athin though.
I didn't even know he had
Oh,
it.
Yeah,
used to
that's
be
his
a
real
thing?
name.
Really?
Yeah, in the 1980s, like Germany wanted to make more babies, so they
Yeah.
tried to like put out names that were like more interesting for the world
Uh-huh.
and for Germany, and so like they put out like names like Zedithin because Z is like such a popular.
Interesting.
Wait, what was the plan?
Yeah, it was so they could make more babies.
How does that work?
I'm just fucking with you.
Oh,
Dude, he's a really sweet guy too.
He's so sweet.
Yeah.
I just like
dude, I
adding
told you,
an
I don't-
Athin on.
I don't,
Yeah.
I don't get shit, dude. That would have to be in the state category. I'd be like, whoosh.
No, I wanted
over
to
the
see.
dome.
I wanted to see if I could get you to be like, "Wow, yeah, no, I remember that." But no,
Nice.
he is the sweetest guy I've ever.
Very sweet.
Incredibly kind guy.
I'm happy that you guys sunned your perineums over there.
Oh,
That
dude,
was
yeah,
fun.
It was an honor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Where does that come from? What's that name actually?
Zed is like what they call a Z.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
In Germany?
Yeah, I mean, I
Interesting.
feel like it over mostly in Europe they like say Zed, even in like the UK. Yeah,
Interesting.
Whoa.
yeah. Z is not Z over in
His
Europe.
last
It's
name
Zed.
starts with a Z, so
So I think he just put Zed and was like, all right, put Z-E-E-D. Z-E-D-D, not Zed.
But are all their other letters still just the one letter?
Yeah. Well, I don't think the letter Zed Zed is spelled Zed.
But when they say Z instead of
They say
Z,
Zed.
they say Zed.
Yeah.
Oh.
But for like A, they still say
They
just
still say A.
They don't say add.
Yeah. Aid.
Right.
Aid.
Say
or
Aaron.
about H, they'll say H.
H. Yep.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm so
That would be
mad.
my DJ
Yeah.
name.
That would be yours.
H.
H.
Dude, did you ever like before? Because you obviously go with your name. But
Yeah.
did you ever consider like a
Oh
different
yeah.
kind of DJ
I had
name?
horrible names.
Dude, yeah. Do you have
What
any?
were they?
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. One of them was Kiddo. Like,
Kiddo.
And my idea was like, oh, dude, kid. Oh. Didn't last.
Makes sense.
Another one. There's this guy named Scream. So I was like, what if I'm Screech?
That'd be
Nice.
hilarious.
Didn't last.
You guys think DJ Screech?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think people
Because
would
there's another
expect
guy named
Dustin
DJ
Diamond.
AC Slater.
Oh, there is.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
a lot of
Well, not
crossover.
DJ, but AC Slater.
yeah. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. So I was like, all right. But then I was like, this is not a good idea.
Yeah.
And then, what were the other ones? I think I tried to do just Java at one time.
Java.
Bad name.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
don't know.
script, like
Yeah.
JavaScript. Is that
Yeah.
where that came from?
Yeah.
Sweet. Fuck yeah, man.
Dude.
It didn't stick. And then I heard of Calvin Harris's name, and I was like, all right, well, if Calvin Harris is going by his real name, I think Dillon Francis is like in
It's
the
a
pocket.
good name. It's a good name.
And-
Calvin Harris isn't his real name.
yeah.
and-
Oh, is it real? Is it? What's his real name?
No, it fucked me up too. I
Wow.
know. Adam Wiles.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
And
we
I'm
would-
not joking about that.
Yeah. When people find out you have like a different name,
Yeah.
they trip out a little bit.
Yeah, they freak out.
I mean, I freaked out because Wait, what?
Nothing.
What's your real name?
We'll head this out, Tom. Yeah.
Your real name's Tom.
Tom Allen. Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
leave.
I don't believe it.
No, it's true.
It is? No way.
Wait, are you finding this out right now?
Yeah. How was I supposed to know?
We're leaving this in.
Yo,
Okay,
what?
yeah.
Tom Allen?
Yeah.
You sound like you killed somebody.
No,
Dude, Tom Allen.
well,
that sounds like...
okay. So we did the videos, and I was like, the character was like is way different from me.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, I'm gonna be a Chad. I'm gonna be a fucking douche.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm gonna be a Chad.
But
And
wait,
then-
hold on. Before you explain this, that makes so much sense now because
Yeah.
Kroger is from
Nickelback.
Kroger's, right?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
no. Okay.
Lead
Oh.
singer of Nickelback.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking of
Uh,
Kroger's, the market.
Dude, I wish.
Smart.
So I
No, yeah.
But then once we started going, the character evolved more into me. So
Yeah.
it's basically a childlike version of me, just naive kind of, and then we sort of like popped off a little bit, like went viral with the Seoul City Council,
Yeah.
and then I had like 2 separate Instagrams. One was like Tom, and then one was Chad, and then people would find the Tom one, they'd be like, oh, it's a character, like they'd get really disappointed. And so we were talking to like our agents, and they're like, "What should I do?" And they're like, "I think you should just be Chad." And I was
Well,
like,
you're
"All
just
right."
Chad
he was
now.
kind of boxed
Yeah.
into it. Like we thought everyone would know it was a joke because it's the
Yeah.
same name as the Nickelback singer.
Yeah.
And then when the first video went viral, like news articles were being like, and then Chad Kroger went into city council, and we're like, okay, this isn't even just like these are journalists who are
Yeah.
like taking it seriously.
Yeah.
And so we're like, I guess you got to stick with it, but it's everything he does is himself. It's just with that different name.
Yeah.
But people, once they find out about the name thing, will be like, well, then everything's a lie. So we'll have
Right.
like his mom on the podcast, and they're like, that's not really his mom. And I'm like, well, dude, it's not that sophisticated of a ruse. Like, it was just an accident that happened. But I call him Chad.
Yeah.
He's Chad in my phone. Like,
Yeah.
for most, but you might pivot back the other way now.
No, I mean, I think that especially with the show and stuff, we wanted to maintain this sort of the world we created.
Yeah.
And have it sort of all sort of streamlined. But like when I do other acting gigs, I credit as Tom.
Tom. Okay.
So I think
Listen,
I don't really know what to do.
look,
Like,
man.
Yeah.
I understand because the amount of times people like Calvin Harris used to not want to hang out with me. Like before, because I tried to make music with him before,
Yeah.
and he was like, no.
Really.
And then I finally met him in where was it? Miami Music Conference. And when I met him, he was like, "Oh, hey," we talked.
Yeah.
And then I left, and he texted me. He's like, "Whoa, you're pretty normal."
Yeah.
You know, and I guess like I was just very crazy. Like I heightened myself
Right.
online
Yeah.
of like kind of like I've always been obsessed, you know, with like the Charlie Day style character that's like
Right.
the stupid guy that's like,
Yeah.
you know. So people always just assume that was just who I was.
Right.
And that I wasn't doing it because, you know, that's what social media to me was like. I had this class at Loxa called New Genres.
Yeah.
You could do whatever you wanted. And
Yeah.
me and my friend used to make these videos, you know, going back to Laguna Beach, but we used to make fun of Laguna Beach where it was
Right.
like us pretending to be every single character.
Yeah.
And then when Instagram came around, you were like, oh, cool. Like this is kind of like a way where you can do comedy stuff
Yeah.
again and
Yeah.
like just put it out there. And I was never a comedian at all. And, but you know, it's funny because that's kind of the same thing that happens to me. Like people would be like, whoa, you're like really calm.
Right.
I'm like, well, yeah. What do you like? Do you think I'm just going to fucking like throw things and
Dude.
whoa, let's go and fucking burn this.
Well, and what's crazy is even someone like Calvin Harris, who understands that there's a level of performance to
Yeah.
being a public-facing person, still
Thought
like,
it was, yeah. Thought I was
like-
just insane.
yeah, we just take it so
I
serious.
wish I had the old text because he was like, dude, we used to think that you were like insane.
right.
like a liability.
Dude, yeah.
Interesting.
I
And then you're a very relaxed,
Yeah.
easygoing dude.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, with dating, that was like a thing where, you know, girls would on dates, they'd be like, I had a totally different idea of who you were gonna be.
I thought you were going to be stupid.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, they're like, I thought like Chad. I'm like, my name's Tom. But yeah, I don't really know what to do because it's sort of like, I guess the whole Nickelback thing, like that's why
It's
I
so
know
now knowing that, it's really funny.
yeah, I had no intention of like it becoming. I was like, oh, Nickelback guy, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I don't really know, because like if they'll be sort of like I'll become known as Tom or I don't know. I'm just gonna let it happen.
Just let it ride right
Yeah.
now.
Itself out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny too. We did like late night appearances last week, and like a lot of the comments are, "I thought the guy from Nickelback was going to be
Dude,
there. Where's
yeah.
the guy?" And like people in the crowd were there expecting the Nickelback guy. So there is something still hilarious.
That's an
and
incredible,
prankish
yeah,
about
Still
it.
prank.
incredible troll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like at Kimmel, like a lot of people like their TMZ was interviewing people there, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm here for Chad Kroeger, like Nickelback. I love him." And they're like, "Wait," and the like, comments like, "Wait, so this isn't a Nickelback episode?"
But you were even a little like jarred when you found out his real name.
Yes. Well, it's always jarring because it's not like.
Well, Calvin Harris, like, fuck me.
Yeah. Right. It
Yeah,
fucks you
yeah.
up because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't expect like Calvin Harris. When you see Calvin Harris, you're like, that's Calvin Harris.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I don't see him as an Adam Wiles.
Right.
That's his real name.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. It's like it's so. I think because it's so drastically different.
Yeah.
That's what it is too. Because but so many.
Like Tom Allen is drastically different from Chad Kroeger.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chad. And I probably people see me way more as a Chad than a Tom.
I could see you as a Tom.
Potentially.
It's
yeah.
the Allen.
The Allen. Yeah.
Tom Allen sounds like
Dude.
like. All right, I'm gonna go and talk to my lawyer, Tom Allen.
Dude, yeah. When I first started stand up, I was sort of like I was trying to figure out. I was like, do I go by Tommy? You know, because
Yeah.
I'm like
to disarm some people.
Yeah, or like Tim Allen,
More
you know,
relaxed.
stuff
Oh, yeah.
like that. That whole
Maybe
name-
that's where I'm getting messed up too.
Yeah.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen. I
Great
do love
dude.
Tim Allen.
Not his real name.
I
Not
remember-
his real name.
Dude, that motherfucker.
It's not.
What's his real name?
Tim Dick.
Hilarious.
Tim
His last name
Richard.
is Dick. His last name is Dick.
Maybe I'll
Wow.
just keep
Why'd
changing
he
my
change
name.
it?
Maybe like 5 years from now, I'll be like fucking Zach.
Yeah, that's a good name for
That
you.
works. Yeah.
Fucking Zach.
Fucking
Fucking Zach. That's a good
your,
DJ name.
your last name is Zach. First name is fucking.
Fucking. Mr. Zach. Call me
Or actually,
fucking.
you can do your middle name as fucking and have Chad as the first name. Because
Chad
then you can do
fucking
the
Zach.
opposite where you're like, oh no, I go by my middle name fucking right now.
Yeah, dude, I go by fucking.
Chad fucking Zach, dude.
Yeah.
People are like at like the DMV.
Fucking Zach.
At the DMV, they're like fucking right, and I'm like, it's Chad. That's my middle name.
Yeah, but I go by my middle name right now. But yeah, you can call me Chad.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
fucking, whatever you want.
Dude, I forget where we even were in the process of the pod, but
I think Legend. You
We did,
oh, you
no,
bet.
we just
He
did,
did Babe,
yes,
yeah.
now we're doing Legend.
Legend.
Yeah.
And we can end it after that. Chat, who's your legend of the week?
Legend is JetBlue First Class.
Ooh.
You know, Daddy's getting a little bougie. Sorry, Daddy's getting bougie. So we did Seth Meyers, and they flew us out,
Yeah, oh, nice.
and we did First Class JetBlue, which I was like,
JetBlue First Class is nice.
Dude.
What is it? What's it
sad
called?
How much of a difference it made in my happiness.
Oh, yeah.
I was stoked, dude.
The food is great.
Unbelievable.
mint.
Oh, yeah, that's what it's called.
JetBlue
Okay.
mint, and then it flattens out to a bed.
Mm-hmm.
Free movies, and we had Miles Teller, 2 rows behind us.
So he threw Top Gun on.
I
right
threw
away.
Top Gun on.
Did you look back and go,
Dude, that's the thing. I was like trying to get him because like he's very like quiet, he's in the corner. We're like,
Yeah.
Miles, like do something.
take out the drumsticks already,
Yeah,
dude?
yeah, like can you fucking talk to us? And he comes. So every time we go to the bathroom, I don't think he looked, but I was trying to get him to like come back, and I'd be like, give him like a huge thumbs up.
And we were on an airplane. The
Yeah.
movie's about airplanes.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah.
all felt super synced up.
Yeah, it felt like our moment, but
Do you think that's his worst nightmare now where he's like, God damn it, dude, I've just been getting so many fucking
yeah,
Just getting hit with these.
Yeah.
Aye, rooster.
all day?
dude, I would.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Welcome to the
though.
plane, Rooster.
Yeah. Rooster, you gonna puss out on this one, or are you gonna not think and do? But it was just an incredible way to fly.
Yeah.
I could fly forever like that. I could just fly.
Yeah.
Just be in that first class thing.
It's
Mint.
different.
Beautiful.
Mint. Yeah,
It's great.
dude.
Yeah, I've done it a couple times.
Yeah, I bet for some gigs they fly you out nice, right?
Yeah.
Dude, that's gotta be awesome.
My favorite one has to be what's the one in Dubai? Emirates.
Air Emirates?
Emirates. Wow.
Yeah.
like even just the normal business class there, like the like first class, I've seen videos of it.
Yeah.
It's like insane.
Really?
But like the business class in it is like still insane as well.
Nice.
Like you got a little thing where you can press down and like drinks pop up on the side.
Got a
Really?
mini
Yeah.
bar built into the chair.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's full on like just the bougiest way to
Yeah.
fly
Little
ever.
consumer
If you think
paradise.
Mint's bougie,
Yeah.
nah,
Yeah, dude.
that's normal.
That's like peasant.
yeah.
Yeah, that's peasant bougie.
Emirates is like I've only flown it one time and it
Yeah.
was insane.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And now that's sort of what one of my life goals is to experience the.
You should
the
you
best
should go do
ways to
some
fly.
comedy in Dubai one time.
Dude, yeah.
I would
Did you
like
do a
to.
show out there?
I did, yeah.
How was that?
It was interesting. It was where was it near? It was near that hotel Atlantis.
Oh, cool.
Sure.
I forgot what the place was called, but it was. So there's certain times where you can just ask your I mean, well, I do this. I ask my booking agent to like send me places that I really want to go.
Yeah, totally.
So like the first one was Norway.
Yeah.
And I went to Oslo and I played a show there. It actually turned out to be really good, but Dubai was another one where I was like, I really, really, really just want to go to Dubai. I
Yeah.
don't care if I play for 5 people.
Yeah.
And she was like, that might happen.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's do it. And I think I played for maybe 13, 14, 15.
Yeah, yeah.
It was you know,
Intimate.
there was a holiday that had just happened as
Right,
well.
yeah.
And I think it was where they couldn't drink.
Right.
So that also affected the night, but I didn't care. I had a
15
blast.
sober
That's
people.
awesome.
15. I think it was the people that didn't care about.
Oh, the
holiday.
rule breakers.
Yeah, the rule breakers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Matthew McConaughey, I see a lot of rule breakers in
Yeah.
the audience tonight.
which I didn't know you're allowed to break the rules over there.
I'm surprised. They seem like they're a high conformity society.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it was great. I mean, like it was such a cool place. We went sand dune
Oh, like
snowboarding
riding?
and
Oh, you
then
did?
riding on the
Amazing.
ATVs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So fun.
Nothing
Really
better
cool.
than that.
That's so cool. Yeah, that's what we've been starting to travel just around the country, but it's so much fun. Like
We were
the
talking
best.
about it.
It's the best.
I
I'm
love
stoked.
it.
It's
Yeah.
so fun. My legend of the week is ice cream. I don't know if there's anything better.
It's true.
Just get a scoop of ice cream. You're always going to be satisfied afterwards. And it comes in so many different versions. It's when you get it with something that's like a little crunchy,
Oh, like a cookie.
a cookie, the Pizookie legend over here, dude.
Oh, the
I was already on the ice cream as my legend when you brought that up.
Yeah.
And I totally get it, man. I would feel no shame over it. I mean,
It's
you're just
so
living the
good.
dream.
It's so
And you look
good.
fit. You're good.
Thanks. I got back in. I haven't eaten any Pizookies recently.
I also think too, when you eat that ice cream, your brain goes, all right, I got to work this off at some point. I'll just
Yeah.
do 20 minutes on the Peloton and I'll balance it out.
I wasn't though.
You were just doing the Pizooks.
It's just the Pizooks. Yeah.
That's nice bonding
I was
with the lady.
the
though.
reason also that I was working out a bunch a year and a half ago before my girlfriend and I started dating. When we started dating, like, you know, protein farts are real.
Mhm.
And I was very scared that I was just going to scare her away with just like really, really,
It's
really
terrifying, man.
just bad
to
stench.
lose someone over flatulence.
Exactly.
It's the worst way to lose someone.
So that was a reason why like I didn't work out, and then I kind of just had this downward slope of just eating Pizookies and really just we were eating Pizookies and then also getting like Cocoa Pebbles. Like I turned into a child for a year.
That's nice. It
Yeah.
sounds like new love.
So it makes sense why I was pre diabetic.
Right.
Hell yeah. Pre.
I mean,
Pre.
is there anything better than cereal?
Nothing.
I mean, sorry, actually, ice cream. I think ice cream won, and then cereal too.
They're both
Yeah,
really-
sorry.
Someone asked us if someone had a very
He did get
provocative
bummed.
question. Yeah, it's all good.
yeah, no,
that's
right after he's like,
cereal's
is there anything
good.
better than ice cream? I'm like, is there anything better than cereal?
They're close. I think someone asked us if cereal was a soup, and that was
Oh,
very
wow.
provocative.
Right? Yeah. Oh, that was in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't soup have to be hot?
gazpacho?
That's horrible.
It tastes terrible, right?
Get it out of here.
Have you ever had a good cold
No.
soup? No, they
I've
all
never
suck.
never been interested in gazpacho.
No, I mean I like a hot soup that needs to cool down a little
Yes.
bit, but a soup that comes out cold,
No.
and it's always at a nice place, and you're like
It almost feels like it's an ice cream, actually. But
Right.
just a bizarre tasting one.
with veggies in it.
Yeah.
No shot. Get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here, bro. Who's your legend of the week?
Wait. Before I say my legend, to go back to cereal,
Mm.
I used to go to my friend Dean's house because my parents, of course, were like super duper healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So at my friend's Dean's house, his parents would get like Count Chocula, Lucky Charms, all the cereals under the sun. They would have like 5 boxes. I kid you not, I would go through 2 of them, and the mom would yell at me because she'd be like, "What are you doing? These are for the young children in the house."
I'm living.
Yeah,
I'm living.
Dude.
I was living.
This is like you just got out of jail and it's like your first day out.
Yeah, I had my arm like right where my bowl was, just to make sure nobody took it.
Took it, dude.
Yeah.
It's once you pop, you can't stop.
Yeah.
I mean the mini wheats, frosted mini wheats.
They always had those.
The big wheats, frosted wheats?
Amazing. Yeah.
The red box?
Yes.
Fuck.
When you're like college age and you just put it in like a serving salad bowl.
Do you ever, you do the bowl that has the handle on it.
Yeah.
You just walk around it like a king.
Yeah.
You just walk around it like, this is my big fucking bowl, dude. I'm basically like Genghis Khan here. I am a king.
Dude, that's how because I don't really drink that much either.
Yeah.
So that's how I treat myself.
That's what I was doing.
After a big thing is like I'll get like we actually after Seth we got banana splits.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's fun.
And then
just at a diner in New York.
dude, yeah.
Oh,
and
that
then
sounds
we
great.
got like a big bowl of cinnamon toast crunch after we shot our show, and
Amazing.
it's like you gotta cap it off with dessert.
That's what
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen said. Every time something good would happen, he'd go get some ice cream.
Yeah.
Really?
The boss. That was his game plan.
Great dude.
Because I don't think he does drugs or drinks. So that was his like.
That's his vice.
That was his vice.
Yeah.
It's the last one. Sugar's the last one.
Yeah, it is.
You don't hear about a lot of people blowing their life up over sugar. It's like I lost my wife. It's like why? I couldn't stop eating Butterfingers. She's gone.
What about diabetes?
Well, you might die, but you're not pissing the people off in your life as much.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
You're not like a bad dad.
No one's ever like, yeah, he ate a Butterfinger and he fucking hit me.
Yeah, my dad was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like why? It's like he ate a lot of food from 7-Eleven.
And then just run down the street screaming.
Just find him at Baskin Robbins, just naked.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you're supposed to be my little league game today. Just like eating a king size Kit Kat bar.
He's like,
Get out of my fucking room.
you and your
Ungrateful piece of
blizzards,
shit.
Dad.
Yeah. All right, take us home.
All right, my legend.
Dillon.
My legend is scary movies.
Mm.
I recently saw Smile. Okay, so I saw 2. I'm gonna shit on another Justin Long movie. I'm sorry, Justin.
Barbarian.
I know,
You're taking him to task.
dude. Hit me up though. I really love you.
He's a very nice guy.
So I mean, I met him when I was younger, and he was so nice.
Yeah.
But
Paul
you're not
Walker nice.
disparaging him as a person. You're
No,
saying his
great
work
actor.
is bad.
Great actor.
Yeah.
No, you're saying
his
he's
work
a
was not
bad
bad
actor.
in it. It has nothing to do with him. His work as an actor,
Right, but I'm
incredible.
misunderstanding because I feel like what you're saying is that it's like the stuff he's in is all bad across the board.
Yeah. Well, okay. This is a big personal opinion on Barbarian. The other one, I think anyone that's going to watch House of Darkness, hate it. Barbarian, I've heard mixed reviews.
People
Some people
love
thought
it.
it was really, really scary. For me, it was like this part that happens in it, I feel like should have happened later. And I don't want to ruin the movie for anyone because that one actually I do think is good enough for it.
There's
like,
merit there.
Yeah, there's merit, and it was a fun watch. But Smile, I saw it. Was it last night or no? 2 nights ago, or no? It was last night. Holy shit! Finally, like a really, really good scary movie. Incredible pop-up scenes and not a shitty ending. That was like, oh man, I found out they like hypothetically, I found out the ghost likes surfboards and we sent them off and we're free.
Yeah.
Not that type. It was so good.
Oh, I gotta check it out.
And I was just so stoked because I love scary movies. Like I'll go onto Apple and like every night my girlfriend and I will look and try to find a new one for us to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've done that whole thing where you go on TikTok and look up like 10 scariest movies.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
none of them have really been that good. So this made me like, yes,
Renewed
scary movies
your-
are back.
Right.
watch
Let's
that.
go.
It was great. And like the intro scene with where they do like the title card, it reminded me of like Psycho. Like they made a whole like weird sound for flashing the logo Smile, and it
that's
was
cool.
I watched Psycho for the first time like a month ago.
great.
Phenomenal movie.
Great.
And it just in 2 scenes you're off to the
Yep.
races. And then it pivots from one kind of movie into another kind of movie. It's like a really I don't know, just like
Best to ever do
advanced
it.
storytelling. Yeah,
Yeah.
that Hitchcock guy.
Yeah, he's he's done some good stuff.
He lived up to the billing. I was like, you're fucking good at this shit,
Yeah.
man. And then the guy who plays Norman Bates.
How cool is it to like think about being Hitchcock and like starting, a way of filming like that.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. And then they still make movies based off his ideas. Like I watched that Kimmy movie, the new Soderbergh one with Zoe
Yeah.
Kravitz, and it's Hitchcockian. It's like
Yeah.
she overhears like a murder, and then people are trying to get her now, and you're like, dude, this was 80 years ago when he originated this
Yeah.
stuff, and it still works.
Smile is kind of like have you seen It Follows?
Yeah,
No.
Dude, gotta watch it.
Yeah.
A24. You can't go wrong with
Yeah, yeah.
A24.
they nail it every time.
So good. You'll really like
I'm
it.
gonna write these. I'm gonna
Yeah.
Smile and It Follows.
Smile and It Follows. It Follows you can watch on Netflix, I think.
Okay.
Which you could also watch your show on Netflix as well. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
please do.
No, I love scary movies.
No pressure, but that'd be sick.
But yeah, that It Follows is probably one of my favorite ones as well. Like
Dude.
Hereditary, It Follows, and then now Smile is in there
Did you
of like the top scary movies that I've seen.
Did you watch The Black Phone? Ethan
No,
Hawke?
is it good?
I liked it. He plays a good. It's yeah.
Is the ending bad? When I watched it, I thought it was like gonna be like really weird, like ghosts coming out of nowhere,
No,
ghost kids.
It's more like a like really sadistic serial killer.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I like it.
All right, I'm gonna
was-
watch that tonight.
I wasn't like that's amazing, but I was satisfied.
Good. Okay.
I thought it was a good ending. I feel a little bit. I'm sort of like unsure of it, so I don't want to say like it's great. And you watch it, and you're like, oh fuck.
No, I'm not
Yeah.
even thinking that you're saying that, but you're the preconceived notions that I had about it.
Yeah.
You've kind of taken them away,
Yeah.
which is good.
Oh, nice.
No, yeah. No, it's good. It's
Because from the commercials, I thought it was a different style film.
it's like a sadistic killer, but there's some like sort of like what's the word where it gets into the sort of like surreal territory a little bit.
Okay.
I like it.
I can't wait to watch this and get
Yeah,
mad.
dude. Let me know what you think. You'll be
Yeah.
like, dude, I'm never gonna trust you again.
Yeah. Horrible
It's a big
movie.
risk, dude. Recommending something to
Yeah,
someone.
yeah.
It's a portal into your preferences.
Yeah.
You got to treat us kindly with that.
Yeah.
Be gentle. With
You're right.
us.
I will. No, I'm not. I'm gonna watch this not thinking that it's gonna be like amazing.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, come in with that's the
You know,
thing,
it's a
too,
really good thing.
expectation.
Actually, this will be the best way to end the podcast, I think, or you can just end it right now before I even say it. Is going into something thinking it's gonna be the absolute worst thing
Yes.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
the best thing to do ever. I've noticed
Yeah.
that for even like when I know a show is gonna be really good,
Yeah.
I'll be like, dude, this is gonna be the worst show of my life. Because if you think that going into it and it's anything above that,
Dude.
you're gonna have the best time of your life at that show.
That's why I like Don't Worry Darling, because it got so panned, and then I went into it and I came out, I was like, hey, I actually kind of like that. It's like the twist kind of worked for me. I was like,
Yeah.
let's go.
exactly.
Yeah,
So like if
lower-
you go into something with a high expectation, it's
all
always
of
gonna be
life-
bad.
All of life better with low expectations.
You're right.
But then sometimes I think life is too shitty, and I'm like, we got to be a little above that, you know?
Well, that's where the pendulum will swing back
Yeah,
and forth.
yeah. It's just a constant tug of war.
Yeah.
Same thing as letting immigrants in. You know, there's always that. And we'll end it there, guys.
Fucking
Thank
Sweden.
You so much. Yeah, thank you so much, dude. Honestly, it was such a pleasure having you,
Dude,
man.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
guys.
Yeah,
You were
Appreciate it.
like a really good podcaster.
Dude,
Thank you,
yeah,
man.
yeah. You're
Yeah.
so fun to talk to.
Yeah, you're very
Look, man,
fun to talk to.
if you need a third, I'm in.
Dude.
Hey, let's go.
If you need advice, these guys